Go live. Going live. Perfect timing. And shout out to Gone Mad, $5 super chat right off the bat. He says now Zucker needs a 3090 Ti. Did they announce that today? 3090 Ti? Good thing no one gives a shit because it's the Xbox podcast. Hey, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. Pong Soul, Spider-Man 356, Dark Team F, who's giving away a damn Xbox. He's giving away a Series S, guys. You got to give Dark Team F a shout out. Assassin Lupa, shout out to her. We've also got Ashtray Gaming, good friend, only on Xbox. Boss Mod, Lethal Papa, wasn't here last week. He's here this week, and good to have him back, man. He's crushing in the chat. Flapjack Juice, and Tryhard Fan, and many, many more. Thank you guys for showing up. We got some great topics. New information on a new Microsoft Xbox Studio that's actually been revealed. Really cool stuff, and so much more today, guys. So again, tell a buddy or two. Hit the like button if you end up liking the show. Or what? Can't hear you guys or me? Okay. All right. Well, good. Okay, I didn't ask them, so that's kind of perfect timing. Well, they can't hear you, so. Hey, don't worry. I got it fixed. All right, it's gonna be good. I think. Anyway, I gotta remember how to do this. But anyways, guys, I'll do this in the background. But if you end up liking the show, hit the like button and tell a buddy about it. We'll get to panel introductions and stuff here in a second. I've almost got it fixed. But chat, let us know what you've been playing and all that good stuff. There's so many games out to play. Today's footage, I can't hear you, Fonz. Today's footage is Dying Light with FPS boost. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I'm almost done. Output, default. We're going to go disabled. Then we're going to hit enabled to default. And then we're going to hit apply. Say something? Anybody? Nope. Okay. Double hit the button. Nope, that didn't fix it. Hang on, bear with me.
I love you. Won't you tell me your name?
There we go. Now it came back with Tim Dog trying to sing. Perfect.
Right.
All right. So usually I did default, and that time it didn't pop up like normal. I had to go to the actual mixer. So again, guys, Dying Light, the following on Series X FPS boost. And again, thanks for joining us. Hit the like button, share it out. D-Batch, another week, another show. They couldn't hear you before, but they can now, even though you didn't say it before. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Today was the start really of CES 2020. Well, it kind of started yesterday, but today we really got some of the press conference. So I did a few of them this morning, watched a whole bunch of videos. So there's a lot of stuff on my mind with that. And of course, we got some topics that are up today. So I think it'll be a pretty good show. It's a good way to start off the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. And let's go.
We've also got Bonzarelli. How you been, buddy?
Been doing good. I was excited today to do the show, and then I smashed my thumb in my car door. Gosh, it hurts so bad. But anyway, I'm still here. But that's why I'm late. Damn it.
Well, hopefully your thumb gets better.
I just picture Vaughn stuck next to his car. Open the door! I can't get out.
Just making dinner, one of those little tiny Lunchable pizzas, and smashes his. It was a great discussion before the show.
It's not fun.
I know it sucks, man. I smashed my finger between two 45-pound plates before, and that fingernail flew off. It said, "Fuck you, I'm out." Yeah. So hopefully your thumb's okay. Yeah. Tim Dog, brother, how have you been? Another week, another show.
Yep, 2022. Here we are. It's going to be a big year, I think, for Xbox. Heard some good things over the last week or so. Just a lot of people working hard and working through the holidays because a lot of games coming. So, yeah, it's going to be a good show. Big year again.
Hell yeah. Then we've also got Zauker87 with the world's smallest sword. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Sword is in its sheath. We're all right. But glad to be here. Glad to kick off the new year right. And yeah, there's some news items out there that are actually like Xbox is already talking. It's like, damn, bro, chill. New Year's just happened. But they're out there, so let's go.
You see this footage here. This is Sony fans trying to attack me after last week's show. Yeah.
Is that really them?
It's one of them's just sitting here burning alive at their own stupidity right now.
Flew over the fence.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to run, but as you see, he's patiently just burned to death on the floor right now. But anyways, hey, we've also got Kiss Move, brother. It's good to have you on the show.
What's up, Diller? Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Kid.
You sound like
I'm like,
yeah,
because I'm in the middle of like trying not to like. I don't know if I got a cough or clear my throat, and I don't want to. So.
Well, you just had COVID, so I hope
Yeah,
you got over it.
Well, it's good to see you
just
pulling out of
getting
that, though,
over
man. Again, everybody, Kids Move's an old friend. I've known Kids Move, so I don't know, 5-6 years. We've been doing this YouTube thing or whatever, and it's been pretty much since the beginning, man. Kids Move's always been a cool, consistent guy that always kept shit pretty 100. So, again, shout out to Kid for coming on here, and we're going to get into some topics after some shout outs. Let me go ahead and jump over here to this tab so I can read these off. Awesome, phenomenal patron shout out tier here. Starting with Ruben Almighty, Dave, Incubus, Ricky Falan, Fault Lines, Not Silek, Bad Boy Live, Achievement Nano Polymath, Zordon, Costanza, KY Bob, Goose 8402, Straw Hat Khalifa, Assassin Lupa, For an Object, Gab Queest, Teo, John Blue, Vegball, Steve Vader X, Real Deal Neo, Suicide King, Tasteless Genie, Michael Bowen, Guillermo Cavillo, as well as All Might, Dark CMF, who is again giving away a Series X console for you guys, and Alfonso Hogan. So a shout out to all those guys. I wanted to start today's podcast off with it was kind of a hard one to figure out a leading topic, because you want something that kind of gets the energy up, gets the vibe up, but also can lead into something even better, right? So we could talk about, I guess I could lead this up to you guys. We could talk about GoldenEye coming back to Xbox and what that could be. I've known about this for several months. I didn't even care to talk about it then. And I don't know how much you guys really care about this. GoldenEye is coming to Xbox.
GoldenEye, man.
Classic.
Basement classic.
You guys know that you're going to boot the first level and turn it right off, right?
Did you really know something about this
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, you ain't say nothing?
No, I did
good,
mention
though.
something, actually.
Would you put it in a riddle?
A riddle.
Since 007
P5 folks on GoldenEye, let's go.
It's actually I think it's a pretty big deal if it happens.
It is.
Well,
It's
I
happening.
thought it was funny that this did pop out, because I wasn't 1,000% sure on it. But if it does happen, I mean, I'm hearing that it's like a weird, like straight port of the old game, but it's like a 360 version, but it's compatible with the Switch somehow, or cross some. I don't know what's going on there. Like, have you heard anything about this?
I haven't heard anything specific, but this is how I see it, right? Nintendo still needs Rare for their Nintendo 64 support for the Switch, and Microsoft owns Rare, so this is where this thing where they have to share a little bit. So I see a situation where this comes out as a HD port for the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox One. And my only curious thing is, we know it's going to have multiplayer, but is it going to support Xbox Live and crossplay?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it had something to do with that I was hearing between. I don't know if it's exactly what it was that I heard. It was either that it was running a 360 version of the game, or a ported in 60 version of a something, or like they weren't going to allow
They did
that
it back in
version on the
2008,
Switch.
right? They did it. That's the whole point. They did it back on 2008, where they like tried to make the N64 original like relaunch through the 360 on the Xbox Live Arcade. And then, like, Microsoft and Nintendo back then didn't have a good relationship, so they couldn't come to any kind of an agreement. So now
you're saying now they're
points,
kissing.
Now they're having a lot of fun. So yeah, it's still basically now the achievements leaked online, and a lot of people are saying that it's basically going to happen. That Microsoft and Nintendo came to an agreement. It's going to be for the 60 year anniversary for James Bond, and they're going to try to bring it out to Xbox. And so it's kind of like, Rare development, but Nintendo owns some stuff. So it was like Microsoft and Nintendo need to work together, and now they're working together on it. And this is something that the work's been completed since like 2008. Like they had the 360 port version for what is it now, 10, 14 years, whatever the hell it is. So they already had all that stuff down. So now it's just about bringing it here. And now with
So
the
it'll be a
backward compatibility
360
stuff,
port of the game.
pretty much 360 port of the game,
But-
and it's probably going to get like
that's
some,
what I heard. Yes, it was
gotta
going to
be
be
some
it was
updates.
going to be a Switch version, right? Because it's coming out on the Switch as well, right?
I don't know about the Switch. They didn't say anything about the Switch. They just know about the X. But the reason why this is out is because of the true achievements are leaked.
See, now I heard that they were going to
to
bring this or another version, even though there is already a version of this on the Switch, but they were also going to bring the 360 version to Xbox One. And it was like, what are they going to do? Are they going to make two separate versions since 360? Obviously they're going to port it to Xbox One through emulation of PowerPC, but the Switch doesn't use that. So was that a different version? How are they going to do those? Do they intermingle?
I didn't hear anything about Switch. I just heard that Nintendo and Xbox are just working like they basically like Xbox asked them for the permission to do it, and they are, and I'm sure they're going to get something kickback for it. But it's not supposed to. I don't think it's on the Switch.
Do you think they'll re-release it again on the Switch?
I'd be surprised if it was on the Switch because aren't they doing their whole little Nintendo 64 thingy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, would they release a 64 version, or do you think they would try to somehow intermingle with this one and make them work? I don't know.
I don't know. It depends on the architecture of the Switch. And
completely
Xbox,
different.
Right?
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Exactly. That's why I think the Xbox one's the only one that people are talking about.
Trash.
So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I used to play that game like crazy when I was a kid. Yeah. But again, there's so many. Like, honestly, people, are you going to really go play like 007? Like, trust me, and I played that a lot when I was a kid, but are you going to really play that after like this year?
It's hard to go back to, bro.
There's so many games coming out every month. There's 3 massive games coming out next month alone. Like
007 was great in
come on.
1997. It
was
really great.
Well, I remember this specifically because, like now I was still like really on top of the news and stuff like that. And when it was like a done deal. It was like, it was coming. It was a rumor, but it was like coming and everyone was excited about it. And then one day Nintendo pulled the plug on it and it was like, oh, we're not getting that game. And it was like a pretty big deal at the time. Now, I've heard, I haven't played it, but people say the multiplayer is absolutely fantastic. It's really good. So,
I mean, that game was designed to run with one stick. I mean, that's how old this game is. I'm happy for people to want it.
I want it personally because I want to try it out. I think it's kind of a novel idea, like kind of cool. Like maybe, who knows? It might be going to PC too because I heard PC is supposed to be. They want uniformity from the console to PC. That means Age of Empires coming to Xbox and vice versa. So who knows if they had their hands in this and they knew this for a while and they actually developed it and whatever worked on the code even more further. Who knows? But I'm excited about it.
Real quick,
cool.
it works fine with dual sticks as well. Even back then it did. If you had 2 controllers, N64 controllers, you could use both analog sticks from both controllers and control it like you would any FPS today.
Really?
A lot of people didn't know that, but yeah, you could do that back then. But it was weird because they were separated, right? You had to sit there with one controller in the left hand, one in the right, and it felt awkward.
That's kind of weird. I didn't know that. Chat, let us know if you're excited for this 007 kind of remaster port. I guess it's back in pat, right? It's not going to be enhanced and there's no real reason to enhance it. But at the end of the day, I hopefully you guys get what you want out of it.
Well,
I loved 007 back in the day,
HDR.
but I can't go back and play that game easily.
Perfect, right?
What did that be like a candidate for auto HDR and stuff
of
like
course,
that?
Yeah.
I mean,
would think so.
yeah, it would be, but it needs to be a candidate for some new textures.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Listen, I want to play as Pierce Brosnan, so fuck you.
Look, I see games that are legendary, like Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Vice City, games like 007, and I think to myself, why don't these fuckers just try a little more? The games deserve it. Make the games a little bit more timeless, right? Put some effort in, put some time in. And they didn't do that with the Grand Theft Auto collection. We saw that the backlash. If they'd have done right by the fans, that's goodwill that you can't pay any real amount of money to really get. You just got to do right where the commands. So 007 is the same to me. I would like to see a full-on next generation adaptation of the game. And, that's not it. But hopefully you guys that are looking forward to this are going to have a blast with it and play online maybe even with it, right?
Right.
Increíble.
Yep.
If it's gonna do well, they gotta stealth drop it this month, maybe in a week or two. But when's the anniversary or something?
The 60th. Oh, I don't know. Sometime this year.
Oh, okay.
But hey, got to give a shout out to Dub. Dub does say Happy New Year to my favorite gaming podcast and chat. He says ready for Xbox to bring it to this 2022 with Redfall and Starfield. Yeah, and that's just a few of those games, brother. He says being my most anticipated games. Tons of good looking games, tons of great games out there. I'm looking forward to seeing some Redfall gameplay, Zaki.
Oh, dude, I'm so looking forward to that. I can't wait. I think Redfall is going to be a very big surprise game, man.
And last we heard, it's kind of like a Borderlands vampire dating simulator.
Well, yeah, apparently the vampires, like a little more came out. I was reading about it, and apparently like the vampires cut off a town from the rest of the world, and they're just feeding on the inhabitants, like the people there. And you are like the 4 people, and they have like a backstory for each character that are fighting them. Like one has kinetic powers, like the girl that can make that elevator. There's like a bunch of other stuff in there. So I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to this, and I think it's going to be a big game because I said this on Game On Daily with Gaz, who's a fraud. I said on his podcast with Asa, I said that, I think that this game is bigger than we think because if you remember last year, like Pete Hines was wearing like a Bite Back shirt, like a bunch of them were wearing, like they were advertising that game a lot. They say it's summer this year, which I want to see what, like, does that mean like June, July, August? Like,
It's
I don't
pretty
know.
soon, sooner than I expected.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, when you think about it, like, are they going to show big gameplay of that at E3 with Starfield's gameplay? Like, that's pretty fucking big. And not to mention all the other games like Forza Motorsport 8 that's rumored to come out, or Forza Motorsport, whatever they're calling it.
This isn't a bleeding edge type passion project, is it?
No, this game. The
Come
people.
on.
I was just reading about this yesterday. The people on Redfall, they outnumber the people that worked on Deathloop by a significant amount.
By 6
It's by
people.
it's by their most experienced game
There's 12.
director. Now it's 13 and a half. But now it's they have their most
They got
experienced
13
game
people and
director.
Luke over there working on it. 13 and a half people.
Is
She's so short.
I'm good with that.
Is-
Like, I want to see more of this game for sure. We need to see more of it. And if it's coming out summer, damn it, we should see more of it very soon.
Very soon. Zach, you
Oh,
want to
listen.
get a few of these ready while I just let Tim talk, and then I'll kind of reintroduce something here. But Tim, go ahead. What were you going to say on
Yeah, I got
Redfall?
'em.
No, I mean, listen, anything with vampires is, interesting to me. Even that Vampire Masquerade game that looks kind of funny. I'm interested in that game. So I think the premise is really cool. What they showed for me looked very cool. I'm interested to see what it is.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. They
Supposedly-
didn't really show much right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I heard that there's some screens that came out that it could be, I think it's single player, might have a multiplayer element, but
Talking about Redfall?
yeah,
No, it's like a 4-player co-op thing.
No, Redfall, they said you can play by yourself, but it's a 4-player co-op
Right.
experience. So, a lot of people are thinking Back for Blood,
Right,
and it's
right.
like, no, I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think it's a big open world game. Like that's what the leak came out that they are kind of. It's their Arcane kind of wanted to make their Borderlands. And they chose
Right.
vampires, and this is what they're doing. And like I said, the team on this is bigger, way bigger than the team that made Deathloop, which is a big AAA game and the
Right.
best game that Sony had this year. Not to mention they have their biggest senior director on this game at Leon or whatever they're called, Arcane.
Arcane Leon.
Isn't it
Arcane
the-
Austin.
Isn't it the developer that made it's
Prey.
I think it is the Prey
Dishonored,
developer?
Dishonored, and Prey.
yeah.
Dishonored and Prey. The guy that made the
Okay.
first Dishonored and made the Prey game. So it's going to be a big game, man. I'm really looking forward to it. It's one of my most hyped games of the year, like next to like Suicide Squad and Starfield. I like playing with people, so co-op game.
It
I'm all
looks
there
like
for.
yeah, and it probably has a story too. I'm sure that it has like you have to play it with a friends, and either you can do co-op, play it, and then it has 3 AIs. Who knows? But I'm actually like you, Zorker. I'm really excited about it, and I have to admit, the vampire idea, and it's not being overused in gaming. I don't feel like some of the other things, but it's a really cool thing. For
It
me,
might be
so-
overused, Tim. There's like a dollar store version of this called Blood Hunt. There's like another
Oh,
version of this
those
game
are-
coming out.
Isn't that
Everybody.
multiplayer game
like a good high end like vampire game.
That whole just because someone else did it is I don't believe in that because I remember when Atlas or whatever the hell that was called, people were like, "See a Thieves
Sea of
Killer."
Thieves Killer.
Yeah, where the fuck is that thing compared to See a
Killed
Thieves?
itself.
Like who cares? Like as long because I this is going to be quality. They've been building this for multiple years. Like I think the leak that came out like 4 or 5 months ago said that they've been working on this game for 5 years.
Yeah, since at least Prey, right, which is 2017, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, about 2017. So like, and apparently they started it before Prey. Like they had the concept down of what they
Isn't
wanted.
it
and they were
weird though
building
how
it out.
everybody ends up working on the same shit? It's like somebody runs around from studio to studio. Vampires are in, and everyone starts making their fucking vampire game, and they all come out around the same year and a half, 2 year period.
Well, what we
Brought to you
saw,
by Dollar Store.
though, I mean, I feel like from what we saw though, even though it's kind of like you're trying to figure out what the game's about because it's pretty much CGI. I think it looks like it has a really cool concept. They have different characters, and it would look very interesting to me. Like just the way it was, the way.
Yeah, I like games
presents
with
itself.
characters too, Tim.
Well, at least he likes something, Fonz.
I mean, they would be considered
Oh,
like specialists, right? Because they'll all have like different abilities.
Yeah, like they have the girl, and then they have the different people.
So, Fonz, Blood Hunt, you're not super interested. It is a co-op
Hunt?
game.
No, definitely not a Blood Hunt. Redfall, I am because again, single player game. You can play it single player anyway. Hopefully, I think that's what they said though.
I think they did confirm that, and so
Yeah.
But Arcane, they specialize in single player games, so I expect to have a strong narrative. Or
I mean, they've
strong
already
single-player
shown.
approach.
Yeah, they already shown that each character, the 4 characters that they showed, have like actual like backstories to them. Right?
Yeah, but
like so.
hopefully it's not one of those things where you're gonna have to bring those other AI characters with you. At that point, you might as well just play the game with a friend because it's gonna be.
No,
why
if these
wouldn't
characters don't have legs or like at least one finger, I'm going to be pretty pissed off about. I don't know because I haven't fucking played it. Like, so when it comes out,
No,
I'm
just
hoping for
don't,
the best.
I don't care for games where I could play single player, but I can't, and I have AI companions that I can't control fully. I like to
Why
be able to
not?
control them at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if they're doing some dumb shit over there, I could stop them from doing that.
So like
dumb
the
shit.
gameplay
like
for
Ghost Recon
Guardians of the
or whatever.
Galaxy.
It was pretty much
Guardians-
yeah,
Exactly.
I got some of these. Let's get some of these super chats because it's gonna get fucking.
Let me
insane
get
if we don't.
Lord Starkiller. Okay, he says Happy New Year, RDX, and great chat. Looking forward to a great year for Xbox. Super facts.
All right, I got Dub, member for 8 months. Said Happy New Year to my favorite gaming podcast and chat. Ready for Xbox to bring it this 2022 with Redfall and Starfield being my most anticipated games. Yep, as we were just talking about that. Let me see.
Yeah, I read that one.
Scroll
So.
down.
Hey, Dark
You read that
CMF.
before? Oh, okay.
Dark CMF says the phrase that pays. He says tag me and send Starfield beats Spartacus. What? Okay, you can handle this. This is going to be the one. And remember, guys, Dark CMF is giving away a Series S. You got to follow him. You got to go rock out with Dark CMF because who the hell does that, right? He's an awesome guy for doing that stuff.
Yeah, he said, I will post a closing super chat when it ends for your chance to win a prize, including the Xbox Series S. Good luck.
Yeah.
Right on Dark CMF.
So that he will reveal the winner in the super chat towards the end of the show.
Nice.
Do you think somebody in the chat mentioned that that they're getting burnt out? That there's so many co-op games coming out for Xbox. Do you think there's too many? Or
What? There ain't enough.
Humanity, bro.
There ain't enough. That's the reason why I'm an Xbox fucking fan, because they make those games.
Yeah. See, I don't care for the that I guess that's a reason why I'm more of a PlayStation game fan. I guess is because I do love the single player more than the co-op, but I don't know that there's too many co-op games. I don't see that myself, but somebody said that. In the chat.
We just didn't have co-op in Halo, so no, there's not enough. They didn't fucking give it to us.
Yeah,
It's
when's
true,
the
they
last time
didn't.
Xbox released a co-op game? It'd be like Sea of Thieves State of Decay.
Yeah.
Gears 5 being the one that comes to mind. I mean,
Maybe it's just in general. Maybe they're thinking, games as a whole. Like,
I
it
think
takes
almost every
two
game
and-
could benefit from co-op. I don't care if I'm the same guy, but he's red. Like,
See, and I think it can ruin games as well.
well, you don't
Like,
have to do that.
just
Though. That's the best part,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, but it can be geared towards more playing.
Can
co-op
be,
than-
and there are very few
An
examples.
example, an example is like I put 3 hours in a Dying Light by myself, had a good time, right? And then my buddies joined me, and 3 of us were just ripping through the story, ripping through the game, like just having fun, like killing zombies. Like to me, it's like it heightens the game. Like I'll play it way longer with a buddy than I will just by myself.
Unless you're
Like
looking
that-
for just a narrative experience, then that's your choice to go through that solo.
Yeah.
But, co-op. Halo would be better in co-op. Gears is better in co-op. Everything's better in co-op for the most part for me.
Yeah, same for me.
But,
let me get Meat Puppet
Yeah,
007.
different
He
strokes.
says, Meat Puppet 007 says, it's good to have GoldenEye coming back. In the multiplayer, you're cheating. RDX is the best. I
Shout out to
said,
Meat Puppet.
Meat Puppet 007, checks out. Looking forward to it. Then we got Dark CMF. Make sure to hit that like button too. Also, shout out to Spooky Sprocket. We're pulling for you, brother.
Yeah, shout out to Spooky, man. Apparently, something happened, and he's in the hospital right now, at least to my knowledge. And I did send him a message hoping he's well. That guy would just light it up on Twitter singing, and didn't give a damn. So always having a good time. Hopefully he's okay. Shout out to him. He's a longtime supporter of the show. Also, Nuclear Skull 87, brother. Shout out to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we also got Rob Jones. Made it live finally from the UK. What can Xbox show this year as a surprise game? Great panel. Chat as always. Thanks, Rob Jones.
Ooh.
As a surprise game, I don't know, man. Like for me, I think it's not like a game specifically. I would say a studio. Like I would like to see what that In Exile game that they've been working on for what, like 2 years or something. Like, I want to see what they've been working on. That's for me. And not to mention, I want to see the next game, Everwild from Rare. Even if it's in development hell, maybe they restart something. I can't wait to see what Rare does, because you guys all know I'm a Sea of Thieves fanboy. So that's just me.
Kids Move, I want to see the next State of Decay. What do you want to see?
Not State of Decay. Man, I want to see Perfect Dark. I want to see Avowed. I want to see Perfect Dark.
He wants to see Perfect Dark and Avowed.
And I want to see Avowed.
That's
what I really want to see this year. So
yeah, I want to see Avowed as well as Starfield. I need more Starfield.
You'll definitely see more of that.
I think a good surprise game would probably be Killer Instinct running on Unreal Engine 5.
Ooh,
I think
there you go.
it'd be easy enough for them to get up and running, seeing how Unreal 5 is pretty easy to implement, and I think it'd be good fan service, and I think it would look awesome in Unreal 5. So yeah, that's my pick.
And we covered that a week or so ago. Tim noticed some job listings from some guys from NetherRealm that all went to Xbox Game Studios Publishing and stuff like that. Creative director of NetherRealm Fighting Games, and then a technical lead developer for NetherRealm as well. So you got a guy that led a team in a fighting game, and you got a guy that built fighting game engines, all going to Xbox. Something's up.
A surprise game for when? When are you talking?
This year.
About?
He's saying this year. Like they
this
announced something.
Announced this year and released this
announced. Oh, okay. Because you guys
just
mentioned
announced.
Like a lot of the games mentioned are games that have already been announced. So you're talking like State of Decay and things like that.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it though. That was CG.
I mean,
Yeah.
a Wolfenstein 3.
Then I would add in there Indiana Jones. I'd like to see what that looks like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Avowed is obviously one I want to see gameplay of, and that's probably pretty far along.
As a surprise, games that are not announced, yeah, like a Wolfenstein 3 would be good, and then whatever id Tech is working on, its software. I mean, it's going to be 2 years since Doom Eternal coming up, and what are they working on? And I want to see what they're doing, because they made Doom Eternal's like the best shooter I've ever played.
Wolfenstein,
I played that twice.
Wolfenstein and Indiana Jones, all these games are all going to be co-op.
Zucker, when you drop kick zombies, do they fly like they do in
I'm
this
watching
footage?
your shit, Hulk Hogan. No, my shit doesn't do that.
I don't know. I think it's a glitch from the FPS boost.
I don't know.
I think it's an FPS boost glitch. So this is Dying Light, Xbox Series X, FPS boost. And yes, it's like 900p or some crap, but it's playable at this frame rate for sure. And they go flying when I kick them, bro. I got like a bionic leg with a single piston.
Pumping steroids in the back of the rocks and just coming out kicking people.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun.
You look like I'm Adam Sandler and Waterboy, bro. Like
that's a great glitch to have, man. I like that.
Yeah, it did make it more fun.
I doubt that Indiana Jones is a multiplayer. I think it's going to be a single player.
Yeah, I think so too. I was just making a joke. So all these games are to be co-op.
David Kirchhoff actually said, "I think Redfall is the Division with vampires."
I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to be
Borderlands than anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's going to be more Borderlands, where it's like you start a world up with your buddies. It's not, if it is a big living world with other people, and I want to be vampires and I want to kill people then. So
I had a question for you guys.
I'd rather be the vampire. Yeah.
We know how Xbox wanted to release games like certain amount of games like per quarter. What is Redfall like? Is it like, do you say, is it early summer, late summer? And then you factor in when Deathloop has to come to Xbox, I think towards like September. Where does Redfall fall in between like that and like Forza?
When does summer end? Technically,
summer
is it June?
ends. Summer ends. No, that's spring ends in June. Summer starts in like May and then ends in September.
No, summer's June 3rd to like
June.
September 22nd.
Who the
or
hell
something
makes
like
all
that.
these rules with these seasons and whatnot?
I don't know.
'Cause I
but
don't
they
like
made
it.
them.
So it could
We're
come out
here with it.
between basically
Colt
June and
does.
September, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm thinking August, because if you look at what they did this year, Xbox is not afraid of releasing massive games every single month, right? Like they had so many games just coming, and then they'll fill that out. And not to mention, if you look at the beginning of the year, they have a lot of big third-party games announced for spring, like the beginning of the year, and they're filling out their year for Game Pass right now.
And
while in
Zocker,
summer.
that's not even mentioning all the indie titles that they're throwing in there every week. It's insane how much they
no.
got going on this year.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be and not to mention like the surprise ones, like hey, Outriders is coming, fuck you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like or
It's
MLB the
insane,
Show.
dude.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's a August release date, and then I think September would be Deathloop coming to Game Pass, and then you look at October is probably Forza, and then November is probably Starfield, or is going to be
Mhm.
Starfield. That's a pretty good freaking 4 months.
Yeah. And that's just the beginning of the year, right? So and
No,
that's
that's the
stuff.
end of
the
the year.
No, that's
That's
the end of the
closing out
year.
the
So
year.
I mean, again, that stuff is not announced either.
It
Which
makes me
is-
laugh
which is
when I
big.
see people talking about that. Like, oh, you're going to have to wait for games until November. It's like, what are you talking about? Xbox has so many games coming out this year. Like,
Isn't that weird though? Didn't they
I
just
don't
wait
get it.
from Spider-Man at the beginning? What haven't they been
well,
waiting for a
actually,
while?
no, Spider-Man. Yeah, because Spider-Man came out last year. Remember, it was just upgraded for the PS5. So, yeah.
I'm confused though. Like,
Wow.
didn't they've gotten nothing from first party, and they're talking
Yeah, and
about
that's
us
not
waiting.
even- Yeah, and that's not even my point. I'm not even trying to bring PlayStation into it. I'm just saying it's weird to hear from people that do say that about Xbox. I'm just like, why? Like, are you guys not looking at what's coming down the line? Like, within the next couple of weeks, the stuff that's going into Game Pass, there's a ton of games going into Game Pass. Sure, most of them are indie titles, but you've got like Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition. You've got some good quality stuff there, regardless, indie or not.
I mean,
And
they
that's
bring PlayStation into it anytime they comment on this show or on a thread without even watching the damn thing, right? So I don't really care
true.
what they say or who said what or who's a fanboy, who's
Yeah.
that. They don't watch and
They
they don't
want
know.
to catch you in a gotcha moment. Like, shut up,
Yo.
get a life.
Yeah.
You know what? You
Get a
know what's
life.
being said. Seriously, like what's being said. It's like when people like try to say that I was the Best Buy stalker, like a stupidity. Like, come on, it's like you're so desperate that you want to go with something to get your moment or saying things that you obviously weren't saying. And I hate to say it, when people say Game Pass, it is becoming like that. That's the mindset that's coming. It's not exclusive, obviously, in the exclusive terms, but it does feel there is a sense of, hey, I get this game day one, and
And that was
everyone else
explained
gets
last
this shit.
show, right?
Yeah,
They
but like it
still
was
tried to run
so
with that.
stupid. Like I didn't even address it, but like seriously, just like that type of stuff, those type of people, just do better with your life. I mean, that's just dumb.
I mean, it's a guy in the corner, like, it's a guy in the corner with no engagement, nobody talking to him, just sitting on Xbox all day on his feed. Nobody gives a fuck. It is fun to talk about it because it just blows my mind, the stupidity of it. But at the end of the day, we've already spoke our opinions on the games and all that stuff. What's happening there? Competition.
Bro, this year
you know-
alone for both sides. Like, I'm talking PlayStation, Xbox. You got so many games coming, great games coming on both sides. Like, there's no reason to be unhappy
it's just
or be a
what's gonna
miserable
happen.
person on Twitter over this
Yeah.
stuff.
These
You know what?
guys,
Lighten up, play your games, have fun, man.
these guys wake up and they say,
Absolutely.
you know what? I'm gonna get on Twitter and I'm gonna say Xbox sucks, and they start their day like that. Like, just these guys. Honestly, these guys are asshats, man. Like. There's a lot of games coming out for both consoles. Like, there's smaller games coming out for the PlayStation 5 early too. Like, what's it called, Sifu or something? Or that little.
Sifu.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Horizon
pretty good.
Forbidden West coming
But
soon.
it's a smaller title game, and you don't hear people on the Xbox side saying, "Oh, that game is a small indie crappy
Yeah,
game."
no.
A
No.
game is a game. Like, judge the game on its merits, play the game first before you make any type of judgment. Like, Game Pass is amazing, and if you don't think Game Pass is amazing, you're truly just hating, because if Sony had their own Game Pass, you would be on that shit day and date.
Oh, shit.
As far as
They're getting their own Game Pass.
exclusive,
It's so dumb.
it kind of is in a sense where you get to play it day and date on your console without any type of investment.
nothing.
Look,
apart from your
That's right.
let me
Game
explain
Pass.
like the context just
Just
real quick.
chill out.
Last week, I basically said, hey, Game Pass is such a great value. We had guys pre-ordering Destiny for PS4 for an exclusive poncho. Like, that's how much it took. It didn't take much. Now you got games that are fully priced, quality games releasing on a service like Game Pass. That's like an incentive, almost like an exclusive because of the value. And, radical PlayStation fanboys got very angry over that, and I laughed and, of course, retweeted it, and then they got destroyed. But still, I laugh at all of this, and I brought it up because Fonz brought up, hey, I'm not bringing Sony into this. Well, I am, because they're part of this. They create this environment that we're talking about. They're both part of the same coin, different sides. Shout out to Others Inc. Where the fuck is Others Inc. at? Where's he been? I saw him on a different podcast.
MIA.
I saw him on a different podcast. I ain't seen him here since. I think they turned him on us.
Oh,
I miss Others
man.
Inc. Shout out to Others Inc.
Others Inc. Come back. I miss arguing with you. in the
I
chat.
for this whole thing, like honestly, like both. Like
That
we
was a
said,
good
both sides
ending
had
right
good
there,
games.
Zucker. You bringing this shit
I know.
back up.
Just I'm bringing everything up because I'm a piece of shit. Just play games, people. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, everything's
Well,
coming out. Like Xbox has a shit ton of
be
games. So
happy.
does Sony, everybody. Just be happy. Like especially
Yeah.
now with if you look at the like even the third party like Suicide Squad, Gotham Knights. If you look at Wonder Woman, the
Great
Hogwarts
year.
game coming out. Like it's like this year is fucking insane, people, for everybody.
I want to
like,
play
it
Gotham
just-
Knight
it's-
Lights.
Sony just announced their VR. It looks very good. Eye tracking. It has haptic feedback with the with the system, which could mitigate sickness. Very good show for them today. They've got a lot of information coming out of CES.
Oh,
nice.
But focus on that instead of maybe what like somebody trying to make somebody get you in a gotcha moment, because that stuff looks good.
You know what I'm focusing on? Sony putting up God of War gameplay footage on the PC and showing all the reflections and all the GeForce features they put into it.
Oh,
Sounds like they're
yeah.
invested in that. It looks
Sounds
fucking
weird. It
clean.
sounds like the creative vision is that's a good creative vision now with the puddles, huh?
Yeah, now it's like they're doing a lot of work on the PC. Huh? I'm watching it right now.
Yeah.
Look at Kratos.
Look at
When
Kratos.
you
I-
try to go with a narrative that Xbox
I-
Studios makes 60 Metacritic rated games and that's all that they're good for, you try to you're shitting on devs and stuff like that and hoping for the worst, but obviously those people that did that, they're eating a narrative now and maybe they're a little salty. So
Yeah,
Well,
there's a lot of dumb stuff. But oh well, who cares?
I want to
Let's
give a
move
shout out to 1,100 people watching this live, guys. Hit the like button. Tell a buddy or two about the show. Of course, let us know your thoughts as we go along. Now that we're over all that stuff, that's it's not as fun as what we could be talking about, which is, well, I don't know, gaming in India. I figured I'll bring this up. Right now, PS5 is outperforming Xbox 10-1, and I know what you're thinking. That's a lot, and it is a lot. But that's because they've allocated 10 times more, basically 10 times the consoles over there. I'm surprised Xbox didn't invest more, though, Tim Dog, over there, because India is a big emerging market for everything, basically.
yeah, I mean, listen, they have problems with Xbox and compared to Sony. Their localization and their like language support is like shit. I get many people from the Middle East, from Muslims, and people that just don't speak English. They say that Xbox just doesn't have the support, and when that happens, you get a 10-1 ratio.
He's
Now-
saying they need to get like Arabic and stuff like that, and they'll actually get it all in there.
and everything. Yeah, the localization, the languages. They don't have like Sony. One thing that they have tremendous support, and because one of the reasons is they've always been a global company, and Xbox has been pretty much a U.S. English-based company.
Right.
Obviously they're branching out, but the language support, from what I've heard and I've seen it, numerous times, is pretty horrific, or it's pretty bad. But it's something that they're just not as good at.
So what's
Okay.
this achievement says? There's a reason IOI Interactive had 007 gaming IP, and also why Xbox is investing in IOI. He says they're laying the foundation for the future. Did they have the 007 gaming IP?
don't know.
Absolutely not. It's a license.
I don't think so. It's a license.
I know
yeah.
I think they've been given permission to make a 007 game. They're working on the next one that I know. Yeah.
Maybe he means something else there. I'm not really sure, but shout out to...
I know that this was last year, I think late last year, that they made a pitch for a new Bond IP. They wanted to make something, so they were pitching it to the people that owned it. I know that happened, and they wanted to, you know, not make like Bond violent for violence sake. They wanted to make it like a true, like, you know, 007 old school thing.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
and then they just told him,
You cannot do that.
yeah, that's what happened.
Benjamin says, been burnt out on zombie games, ready to see how Redfall will be. And do you guys think Space Marine 2 will drop this year? He says he's thinking Game Pass.
They do have
Yeah.
it. I just looked it up. IO Interactive does have it. They pitched it and got it. They got it back in November 2020.
Oh
And
shit.
so for the last year and a half, they haven't said anything about it. They dubbed the project 007. That's what they called it. And so they want to keep it the closer to tone of what the movies were and action films. And then, so they're just kind of quiet. No release date, no nothing. They say it's a completely original story. Could easily imagine that the trilogy could come out of it.
Wow. So shout out to Achievement for teaching us something. That's interesting. Yeah, Microsoft investing in IOI, knowing that they have that IP.
I know,
Okay.
but I know IO Interactive has the Hitman series was so successful that I think they have 2 big studios under their belt now, because they've built another one, and so they have one, I think, studio working on Project Dragon, which was codenamed, you know, Project Dragon for the Xbox, and I think this Project 007 is their other studio working on 007.
Don Otaku does differentiate Blood Hunt from Redfall by saying it's not co-op, it's a battle royale.
Huh?
So that's your favorite, Fonz? No co-op.
No, it's not my favorite. I'm
That's
not
your
in Battle
favorite,
Royale either.
Fonz, no
Thanks,
co-op.
but no thanks. I'll pass.
Killintus, he does say, he says Dying Light was awesome. Replaying it now, FPS boost is awesome. Yes, it is. It really is. He says, can't wait for Dying Light 2. Dying Light, this is the first time I played through it, really. And with FPS boost, it is great. And it made me really excited for the next one. So that's the power of something like that. Does work. Really does. Fonz can't play it because he got a little upset belly and he has to take a lot of pep.
No, it's not my belly. It's my head. It makes me dizzy, man. Really dizzy. I get motion sickness from games like this.
Does this footage make you sick?
I'm not looking at it, man, because I'm actually fearing that. So I'm not even looking at it because I know you've probably no.
It's probably good things.
just
Like
got the
it's like
chat up
900p. It's
and
gonna shimmer off your fucking screen. But
at least
Dark
it doesn't
CMS
have rain
says-
though. Like
Arkham
Just
Knight.
about a half hour left
Knight.
to enter for Dark CMF, he said, for the console. Make sure you guys do that.
half hour left, guys.
So if you want the console, let Dark CMF know in the chat. He's giving away this chat. So Dark CMF in the chat, giving away the Series S. It's Kids Move approved. And then
like it.
David Kirchhoff, he does say he thinks Redfall is the Division with vampires. Yes. Also,
Yeah, you said that earlier. Yeah.
I think
read
that
that.
was who said that?
That was me, you stupid bitch.
Did you read his or did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, hell,
That's
you
okay,
were
I'm
way up there. Okay, well, either way, we got other topics. I want to move forward.
Anyway, Brigadier's Blue has one here. He says, I want Xbox to buy Crystal Dynamics to bring Gex the Gecko back. The world needs to experience that ass.
Good call.
Again. No,
Good call.
that is Gex, unrealistic, but I can dream. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, keep dreaming. I don't think Gex is ever coming back, but I remember playing that way back on the 3DO, I believe.
Yes. It was a big game on the 3DO. It was probably the
2D
biggest.
platformer. Yeah.
Joaquin says, do you guys think we'll see a freed Dobby in Hogwarts Legacy? Dobby wants to...
No,
my
let's go there.
Yeah, I have no idea. No idea what Dobby wants. Don Otaku says, how did no one say they want to see Fable? Because I don't know if we'll see a lot of Fable this year. I don't think it's as realistic as some of the other games. Honestly, of course, we all want to see Fable.
Fable's bar is so high right now that they have the game in. I would say it's obviously not in developmental hell, but it's in a spot where I do believe they want to, like, when they put Fable out, they want you to be like, oh my god. And the way they can possibly do that, or the best way, is time. So that game I would really just like put way back on the back burner, just because there's some lofty, intentions there.
It's
They
behind
wanna be-
Hellblade. If they've shown Hellblade twice like that,
pretty much. They want, their first showing obviously was just to show it, but when you see the gameplay, Fable, and they've said this, Playground has said that they aspire to be the best developer on the planet. So, and if you're gonna make those types of things and say that, you got to be sure when you put something out. I mean, when they show what they show, I think it's going to be incredible, but it's just going to be far away off, in my opinion.
Yeah. And this needs to be said because this comes up in every chat. Every time we talk about any games out there that have vampires in them, people are always saying they want Legacy of Kain back. That needs to come back.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, it needs to. If a developer would go out there and just remake those games and make them really freaking fantastic, bring them up to date, they would sell like gangbusters, man.
Mhm.
Fantastic series.
and Don thinks it could come at the same time or before State of Decay. It could, man. It definitely could.
Fable? You think Fable could come before? Or
Well, State of Decay is. I mean, but State of Decay has already had how many years? So
I think State of Decay is. I think both State of Decay 3 and Fable are.
they could hit the
out.
same year. even.
I think they're
next.
I think they're end of 2023, if not beginning 2024.
Mhm.
I mean, Fable, the studio making Fable, if you remember, they took a picture like in December of 2017 that they just got like the building for it. So like that studio was being built by Playground, and then it takes a couple years to build the studio out and then get the game going. Like I think they're going to need a
They have a
five.
ton of people.
I think they're going to need like 5 to 6 years to get that game out,
Yeah,
especially now with the
agreed.
detail. Like you're saying, like the hype for that is big, and they do need a big game like that. Like I said, like Sony's got the Horizon Zero Dawn, which I've been playing, and it's amazing. And I think like something like that is, I think they know what the competition is, what the standard is
Right.
across the industry. And I think they're going to try to meet that standard, because that's what Fable needs to be. It needs to be that big action adventure RPG that we can sink 100 hours into. Like
Kids
that's
Move,
what
Kids
it
Move
needs to be.
hates Fable.
speaking of standards, they need to do that with State of Decay. They need to bring
Yeah.
up those animations. If they get those animations right, it could be a
Well,
hit, man.
ain't you looking at the topics? So let's bring that up, dealer, because Xbox actually just opened a new studio. Undead Labs is actually making a new studio dedicated to animations for Unreal Engine 5 in Florida.
Hmm.
That studio is going to be doing animation work. Like that's their sole purpose for all of Xbox game studios across the studio, like the breadth studios
Smart.
they have for Unreal Engine 5. And the guy leading it is like one of the most experienced animators from EA. He did like Madden, MMA, and a bunch of other stuff. He has like 15 years experience. And so like they just brought that out and they were talking about it. And their first game they're working on they're helping working on is State of Decay 3.
So basically,
yeah.
they are building a next generation support studio that goes across the entirety of Xbox Game Studios that will craft custom animations and build out animation systems for games running on Unreal Engine 5 and maybe even expand to other engines. We'll see. But right now it's Unreal 5. Xbox using a lot of Unreal 5. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And that's cool because animations are going to be one of the next big things in gaming. You're talking little animations. Think about when you open a door in games. How many games does the door just pop open? I mean, no, they don't even touch it. Or they just reach out and
that
tap it.
hand move.
Like there's a lot of cool things. Like imagine like in the next World War Z, for instance, right? Like not related, but if you're killing a bunch of zombies and you try to open a door and those fucking bodies are actually blocking the door and there's a whole animation system for trying to get
and you
through
gotta
that.
push 'em out.
Yeah, like
that would be amazing,
animations really do seat you in that environment a lot better, and that's why Last of Us sticks out a lot to me. The animation work is fantastic
Yeah.
there.
It brings that
Remember that
immersion.
Last of Us 2 guy, the developer was like, that's fake. And then they showed the animation of them of her dodging the knife. And then when you're playing the game, the animation actually works like that.
Yeah,
Some of
shout
the
out to
best
my dude
animations
who
is-
led Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That guy, creative director, I think
There
is
it
the
is,
one who
that's
said it
the
was
one.
fake.
Yeah, that's the one. I was like, what did he make?
But yeah,
again?
this is a bigger deal than I think people realize
It
because
is.
it will create and help craft better and better kind of storytelling and just
more
gameplay.
immersive, man.
and that,
Way
and that
more
team
immersive.
and that team apparently, that lead guy is actually one of the guys that worked with Epic and the Coalition for the Matrix Awaken demo. So
Hopefully, he didn't work
with
on that
them,
trash movie.
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet. Don't say anything.
It's bad.
But I'm watching it
It's
this
bad,
weekend.
yeah.
Save me. But no, I mean, that to me is pretty good because that's something that they like when the way I look at it is like when you look at a big studio working on something, it's a support studio, and people don't know this. Sony has a lot of those.
Yeah,
Sony has one in San Diego.
That's who they hired.
Yeah,
that's what. Didn't they buy a bunch of support?
They bought Crunchyroll.
No,
Game over,
not even
bitch.
buy. They had one already in San Diego and another one in LA. And if you remember, Sony Bend, the one that made Days Gone, were afraid because Days Gone sold like 6 million units that they were like, this wasn't a success. They were afraid that they were going to be broken up into a support studio for one of the bigger ones like Sony Santa Monica or Naughty Dog. Yeah, so they were like afraid of that.
Weren't
so
they put on Last
game.
of Us?
Yeah, they were put on Last of Us, and that's when they
were
fought
forced
back
to
and
do
they pitched another game and got funding for it.
Now
they're
as many
not gonna do
studios
that.
as Sony have, and now they got more and more support studios to bring their stuff to PC. Ghost of Tsushima is actually coming up Steam apparently pretty soon. I don't know if you guys saw anything about that, but that's apparently
that's
starting
been
to come out
rumored
there
for a while.
It's coming out. It's coming out
coming.
they say it's February from what the leak says, but I don't think it's February.
Well, I know
think we
somebody's
would've heard
reviewing
something.
God of War on PC right now. I mean, it's definitely that RTX trailer and stuff. The game looks great. They're definitely investing there. But point is, as many studios as Sony has, they don't have anything quite, to my knowledge, quite like this, where they are building and scaling animations and like doing all this stuff for all the teams and taking a lot of that load off of what everyone's doing. And it really is like going to be a very, very important part of every game you play, I think. And even more minute and kind of detailed there.
That's one area we've been
studios do
talking
it on
about
their
for
own.
years.
The studios are doing it on their own in Sony. Like I think, right, like Guerrilla Games has like 500 plus people, and with their engine, they're creating their own animations. And then you look at Naughty Dog has some of the best ones. They do that on their own too. That's a lot of what their work is those animations.
Yeah, but Naughty Dog animations are the only ones that really stick out to me as like holy shit.
Rockstar too.
Rockstar
has some great animations.
Yeah, I mean, over the last year, even though they haven't acquired a lot of people, they've been hiring like absolutely crazy, whether it's Bethesda and stuff like that, but even Xbox itself, the ATG group, which is the Advanced Tech group, they are talented devs that go around and help studios. They, I think, doubled in size. A studio like this comes out, a support studio. They are hiring, and they are making this into a massive game making, enterprise or whatever you want to call it. But that's what they've been doing. It's just interesting to see this, and even with ATG, and ATG is like, from what I've heard, they're like really talented developers that can help others. Like if you famously remember that Diablo was 900p on console, and then people were complaining, they sent them out. They sent them out on Rockstar when it was 4K native on RD on Red Dead 2. They get the most out of it, and they can explain the architecture and really help developers all around Xbox, and even they dispatch them to third party too in cases they need help. But from what I heard too, they expanded drastically too, so really good stuff on that side.
Yeah, D-Batch, I mean, this is kind of unique with this whole expansion studio and how they're gonna build these custom animation sets for all the Xbox teams. Basically a giant support studio, more manpower, which is what everyone needs. What do you think about that, Unreal 5 and all that?
Yeah, I think it's like the perfect think tank for their games, where they can use these animations on different games, because basically all the studios are now one studio. It's not like they're competing with each other. They're going to share the knowledge. I think it's just going to lead to better looking games, better animations, because if there's one thing I got to give Sony credit for, is a lot of their games, the animation work is excellent, down to the minute details, right? So that is one area where I could see Microsoft improving upon with their future AAA games. So I think it's a good thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, and if you look at all the studios, like we said, growth, back 3 years ago, Undead Labs had over 30 job postings, and then those have been filled, and they've had other ones, and they were at, I think, 70 people in 2018 when they were bought, and now like they're well over 100 something. Like those people that like Undead Labs has grown a lot. Even I think Matt Booty brought them up, everybody has us talking about like them becoming bigger and just really doing what
Right.
they need to do, making their biggest game ever.
Shut up, boss.
Right.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, I remember, we've always
We need
talked
one of
about
those
this,
for every time Fonz doesn't
know.
like a game he hasn't played.
Right.
But you do have and one thing is a consistent investment into Xbox Studios. This has been going on since 2018. They are making these studios double, triple size. Like even though it might be 50 guys now on Hellblade 2, it was 15 at the first one. So you tripled in size there. Rare has doubled in size. All
Rare
these
was at
studios-
like 150, and now they're like at
Uh,
like 300 after seeing
345.
they're like massive after seeing these. People were like, we don't trust it.
Yeah.
See, these came out, they're like, fuck, take more people.
Well, apparently, according to Elvin in the super chat, he says, "Can Microsoft please work with Square? Xbox can get the best." He said the best MMO out and level the playing field with Sony. And he says, for real, Final Fantasy 14 can get some Microsoft servers. We need them bad. The login times are like 4K. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
Final Fantasy is
Stop
even
selling the
close.
game.
I don't know if it's the best MMO, but
Xbox doesn't need Square for MMO, bro. Like they have
Actually, no,
ZeniMax
it is
Online.
considered to be one of the best MMOs out there.
To people
Oh no,
like
it's the
pocket
biggest. It's the
scenes.
biggest MMO
Yeah.
right now.
With the Endwalkers, that's the recent one, right?
Wasn't there
Why
like
are people playing that game? Why are they, Fonz, going
No,
and playing
it's
Final
been a
Fantasy
bit-
14?
Because it's a very addicting type of game. Those MMOs, people love them if they're created well, and it's a well-created game. I've played it before. It's pretty damn good. But yeah, I just don't want to get sucked into those things, so I quit that one too. But yeah, they're
Well,
good
shout out
games,
to Elvin.
man.
He's a big
They
fan
take over your
of the
life,
game,
like-
and hopefully they figured the server issues out, man. It's Square, though, so don't hold your breath.
They don't need, honestly,
Don't
and I'm
hold
saying,
your
like, what are you
breath,
saying to Xbox, get Square, get something for MMO? They don't need them, man. They have ZeniMax Online. ZeniMax Online's massive. Like, they keep giving content to Elder Scrolls Online. They're working on a new AAA game that is leaked that's been in job listings. So they're working on something big
I
online.
think what he's
so.
saying is, though, like him and a lot of other people, a lot of gamers out there, Elder Scrolls Online doesn't hold the same appeal as Final Fantasy does for a lot of these people. So
Wasn't there something
What it
that
is.
wasn't there originally an Xbox Live policy that was got in the way of this game? There's something, I don't know what it was particularly or the particulars, but there was something that was making Final 14, or maybe that was Final 14 Versus, where they couldn't get the crossplay, maybe because they handled the crossplay.
I think they said there was
something-
too much hair gel in the game, and they just didn't want to fuck
No,
with
but
it.
there really was something that I believe held that back. So I don't know if that's ever going to happen. That's been rumored
Got the hair
for
gel.
like 2 years, 3 years. So I don't know if that's I at this point it's like Final Fantasy VII remake. I think you got to put a cap on that if the 2 years comes and it goes.
Purple Haze wants to know if we think Monolith will get acquired. Wonder Woman exclusive to Xbox. No.
I know why people are saying this because Colt Eastwood posted it. He's like, just buy them and make it a deal.
Did he?
No, I got you did. He fucking said it as a joke. Like,
Stand by,
hey,
bitch.
just buy them. He's like, just
Stand
buy
by.
them. He's like, just buy them. Xbox. You know how many messages I got that today? I was like, did something leak? Am I fucking losing it? And it was
Guys,
Colt.
Colt's just bored.
Right.
Shout out to Colt. Also, shout out to the Wise Old Gamer, a new channel member. Shout out to him, Dark CMF. By the way, he says just about, I think you already read this one, but just a reminder, Dark CMF is giving away an Xbox Series S in the chat. Let Dark CMF know if you're interested. Kids Move, I know you love
Yep.
the Xbox Series S.
Series S or X?
S.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little console.
I couldn't get you to plug
my
that bitch
God.
in to save my life 6 months ago, sir.
Yeah, but not to freaking no, not to show for some NBA 2K.
Hey, they fixed 2K22, by the way.
yikes.
Finally.
But all right, now is the game on sale?
Yeah, it is, actually. It was. I don't know.
All right. So it's no longer turned
I
off.
wanna
that
buy
It
console?
doesn't turn off the box. I can
is
confirm.
the fucking game free yet?
Not yet. Maybe give it another 2 weeks.
All right.
Brigadiers,
wait.
by the way, says he wants Xbox to buy Crystal Dynamics to bring
Same
Gex.
here.
Okay, you read that one already.
Yeah, I read that one.
and then,
Brigadier's Blue.
Tag me in the chat at Dark CMF if you want to enter. Yeah, tag Dark CMF in the chat if you want to enter. Tony Bryant, shout out to him. Ain't seen him in a minute. Good guy. He says, wait a minute. He says, as soon as I joined, all I hear is Fawn saying, That ass. He says, glad to be here live
That ass.
for the first RDX of 2022. Here's to many, many more shows. Yeah, it is 2022, Fonz. How you feel about that?
Oh man, I tell you what, I forgot you can't say ass on YouTube. They'll demonetize you.
Well, I mean, it happens all the time. You never hear me complaining.
Yeah, no.
Welcome.
I'm just saying, like, damn, can't even say that. No, 2022 has been awesome, man. Yeah, all these games that we've been talking about that are coming, it's just honestly one of those freaking
4 days.
Dude, I know it's a couple of days into 2022, but
And you
we've got
smashed
so
your
much
thumb.
coming.
Is it awesome? Though?
My thumb be damned. I'm excited for the games coming. I can't play a game right now, unfortunately, because my thumb's
that
just
bad?
gone. But yeah, dude, it's my
Wow.
thumb. I can't even
Stinging?
move it right now.
You know what you
It
can
might be
play with
broke.
no? Which thumb is it?
My right hand.
Yes,
So-
perfect.
Oh,
All right, you
shit.
can play Little Nightmares with no right thumb.
Yeah, what's a game you can play
What?
with no?
And I just started Hellblade too. I finished Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I felt was a decent game. It was good, solid. Wasn't fantastic or mind blowing or anything, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah, it was good, right?
It looks really good on the Series X right now with that 60 frames and the full 4K and it looks great.
Yeah, leave it
Looks
in the
really
resolution mode if you're playing Shadow of Tomb Raider. It's still 60 FPS in that mode. It's weird how they've done that. Two different
good.
modes there, but
Speaking of which, I use VRR on the Series X. Apparently VRR might be coming to the PlayStation 5 very soon. Finally.
I feel like they've said that before.
Man.
Yeah,
Well,
no, but Vincent Teo from HD TV Test, he actually came out and said that he's been speaking with Sony and they've talked to him about the new TVs coming, how they have VRR and how the
They do.
console's going to have VRR.
But is that
soon, so-
real HDR or VRR?
No,
Is
it's
it-
real
is it-
VRR. Yeah,
Yeah, it's real. Let me just touch on that as well. It is real VRR, and I've said it many times. I said it's not that PlayStation 5 is not capable of doing a variable refresh rate. It's just their TVs don't support it. So until their TVs support it, they're not going to enable it on the console because they're want you to
fuckfaces.
buy their TV. Like
Yep.
I was watching. I don't want to go too off the rails here, but I was watching Venom the other day, and there was like product placement of their Sony OLED TVs in it, and I was like, oh my god, these guys are like something
Trash.
else. That movie, let's not get started on that. All I'm gonna say is that Sony stay away from superhero movies. I'm so glad
Hey.
that Venom is now in the Marvel MCU.
D, now that you brought it up real quick, I just want to say Samsung's about to ruin everybody's lives in the TV game. That Quantum Dot OLED is it's going to destroy
Yeah,
OLED.
Chad,
Yeah.
it's going to destroy.
Yeah, that Quantum Dot OLED though. I'm sorry. Well, since we're going there, spoilers. It's gonna be like 8,000
Yeah.
US. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
10,000 Canadian. It's
That's
gonna
what I said
be-
in the text. Fonz. I said
hefty.
this is going to
No,
cost
but
you
I-
your firstborn to
Not
get
like I
one.
haven't. It's not like I haven't spent that much on a TV before. So
Yeah. I think the big. I think the big
$8,000?
advantage
What are you
of-
buying? An astronaut fucking thing to go on the moon? Like, what the hell?
The big advantage of the
astronaut
Quantum
OLED.
Dot OLED is basically going to be the off axis looks like it's going to be an advantage, and the brightness and the color, because OLED you have some limitations, and I think it to some degree it's going to reduce the burn-in. But right now OLED is
there's
still
no
going to be.
burning.
Yeah,
Hey, Chad,
Dot
let me know if
OLED.
you spent $8,000 on Super Lucky Tales 2. We're going to go
Yeah.
ahead and move forward some.
right now.
I got a couple of these super chats.
Start
We
with
got
KY Bob here, yeah.
Yeah. So 6'6", PF here. Put me in, coach. We also got Dub. He says, I work at a support studio in the industry, and people really don't realize how much support studios help main devs. This is huge for Xbox. Yeah, especially with the animations, like offloading that work from the studios and just letting them plug and play with that into the UE5 is going to be pretty big. Pragmatic Eagle, formerly Philly Low, can't stay. We'll watch on replay. Everyone have a great evening. Happy New Year panel. Thank you.
Shout out
Eagle.
to Philly Eagle,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Longtime viewer, massive
Yeah.
supporter of the show.
We also got Jigsaw. Where the hell is Vin Diesel in Arc 2? He's in space, bro. What are you talking about?
Look,
He's
the
in space
guys that
driving a
made
car.
the guys that are making
his
Arc 2 are
family.
still looking for Atlas after it killed itself.
Oh Jesus, I know, man. I remember that Atlas shit. I got so. Do you have any messages I got when Atlas was announced? When people were like, "See it, these killers, Hawk. Are you ready?" I'm like, "Shut the
Dude,
fuck up."
Studio Wildcard have released like the most bullshit fucking trailers, and the game comes out and it's like it's like fucking derping out in the corner like you can barely run on a 12 teraflop box.
Do you remember Bones? Skull and Bones was announced like 4 years ago, and people are like,
That
"Oh,
was
it's
beautiful.
over."
My skull and my
They're like,
bones.
"Oh, it's over." They're like, "It's over," and then the game is just gone. Like,
What's happening here?
Meanwhile, you have Sea of Thieves with their anniversary updates coming. What, March? Zucker?
Yep, March. We don't know what
I
it is
heard-
yet, though.
I heard rumors are it's that finally that guy that they keep talking about is going to come.
Flameheart. Flameheart.
Yeah, Flameheart.
Flameheart.
Cool. I'm fucking down, dude. I don't care. That game is fucking awesome. I remember I said I was gonna play all these games during the break because I wasn't working.
And you didn't play
Bro,
shit.
I had 5 sessions of Sea of Thieves, bro. Like legit. Like we played for hours and became like one of the top percentages in the Reapers. I just fucking love that game. I don't care.
In the waters?
Well,
So
5 million,
Reapers.
5 million on Steam, really. I mean, that's just amazing. It just shuts everyone up.
It's the Reapers market. Everybody on the map can see where you are. You're basically inviting people to come fight you, basically, and then you hunt people, and that's what you do in that. It's great.
Hey, chat, let me know how fast you just fell asleep.
Yeah, I'm still
Well,
Silence.
Bugaboos. I mean, it's still the bugaboos against Xbox. A lot of their games was the animations of like certain stuff. So it is very good news that they are dedicating a whole entire division to that. Now, is State of Decay 3 also Unreal 5? Did we know?
Yep.
If that
Yep,
Yeah.
it is. They that's already an Exiles game. Isn't Obsidian working on
man.
something? That
It's
you look at
safe to say
Coalition?
everything that uses Unreal is going to be Unreal 5. Yeah.
Bro, if that's Unreal 5 with State of Decay and they have those same animations, I'm gonna scream, bro. I'm gonna just be done.
Well, it's a
No,
co-op
I-
game anyway,
It'll
Fonz.
be
You
a
won't play that
good-looking
shit.
game with those janky animations. That look
no,
kinda
it's not
funny.
just a co-op game. You know, a lot of people play that single player.
But
A
you're
lot
not
of
allowed to
people
do that with
I know they
Redfall, though.
lost their head guy on
Jeff Strain, he went and
Yeah.
he went and started working at Hostess. Yeah, I heard about that. Hey,
He
shout
started
out,
his own studio.
shout out to 1,200 people watching us live, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, let's try to get closer to 1,000 for the end of the show. We do appreciate you. And, of course, tell a buddy about the show. Kid Smooth, tell me about what you think about how Fonz will play this in single player, but not Redfall.
State of Decay. I can't even play State of Decay in single player.
You ever do that to me one more time, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Fonz, it's a good point. You didn't want to play Redfall because it was a co-op based game.
I
Or,
didn't say I didn't want to play Redfall. I said I want to see more of Redfall, and it's a single player game. I hope it's
it's a
good
co-op game. that
He
you
said
can
he
play
doesn't want the people following him, so he wants to do it alone. Like that's what he
Yeah,
said.
AI friend.
that's what I was saying.
So no escort missions in State of Decay 3.
No, those escort missions happen from time to time. Whatever.
What about the
they're just
Gears
whatever.
AI
All I care
friends?
about is my character surviving. Damn it.
What about Jack? What about Jack, the little robot that follows you in Gears 5?
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm just
hate
getting
that?
I'm just getting a rise
I'm
out of
okay
Fonz
with
having some
certain
fun
things
with
like
it.
that. Yeah, I like certain AI like that. It's
Okay.
fine, but
What about Groot?
I just
Groot made
those
bridges.
You can control Groot. You can actually control those characters, so it's even better.
Yeah, I think you
I
just
like
like the
switching to
banter
each
because I
character.
did.
I like being able to do that in a game.
Kid Smooth, did you play Guardians?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was an incredible game.
It was.
I haven't played it since they added like ray tracing. I planned to do a new game plus because I didn't realize the game was going to be so like choice heavy. So that's why I want to do another playthrough. But I'm not sure if they like fix anything in terms of like performance since they added like ray tracing. But when I did my original playthrough, I did play like I kept swapping back and forth between performance and quality mode because even though the game looks amazing in its performance mode, I was like, when I finally went into quality mode just to see like the native resolution they were targeting and whatnot, I'm like, yeah, this game looks crazy good, but I think did end up doing like 60% of the game, 70% of the game in performance mode. But yeah, it was like in my top like 3 games of the year.
It was a great game. Really good.
Yep.
Chat, if you haven't played Guardians of the Galaxy, go play it.
By the way, Ghost of Tsushima announced that they sold 8 million copies.
So barely wasn't a failure.
Barely wasn't a failure. Yep. And then they're going to put that bitch on PC and they're going to be like, yeah, more money.
Hell yeah.
8 million is good. What do you mean barely was?
Well, because
That's a
Days
Days
Gone
Gone
sold 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
Days Gone sold 6 or
Well,
7 million and it was a failure.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I really don't get it. But they sold even more on Steam of Days Gone. So
Now it's not a failure,
have
but it's too late. They already sent him to the dumpster to work on Last of Us Remastered on the PC.
You think that's what it is? They're sending to the dumpster. The PC is the dumpster where they're getting ray tracing and all this other stuff going on over there in God
Totally.
of War.
Totally the
Yeah.
dumpster.
Total dumpster fire over there.
Well, Fonz, I look forward to seeing you over there.
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
Not
Never
happening.
gonna play a
Won't
PC game.
happen. Chat, let us
Nope,
know
nope.
if you're excited for God of War on PC. I might pick it up on PC. But,
looks
the
amazing.
PS5 version, with 60 FPS, 4K looks good. I played it. Couple hours. Looks great.
I like what they showed today at the NVIDIA press conference. They just gave us little tidbits of it, and it just looked amazing, man. So
God of War.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. They showed like dodging, like the game mechanics, how RTX or all that stuff on PC,
reflex.
like ones that hit the reflex, all that. Like it's insane. I'm playing the fuck out of that game on PC. Beat it on PlayStation 4 Pro. I'll play it again. That game is one of the best games.
I don't know. I kind of don't like paying for the same game again because they need to support cross-buy,
Yeah, fuck me.
Yeah.
Principles,
Yeah.
chat. It's a hell of a
Yeah.
thing.
Ain't
well,
that a
if they-
bitch?
if they had PlayStation Game Pass, they could do that now, couldn't they?
Right.
Tim Dog is working on PlayStation Game Pass as we speak.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
got it coded. He's using his feet to code it, so just be patient. He had a hell of a story about shipping an Xbox to Brazil last week. You guys have to hear it. Long story short, he's married now.
Shout out to the community. I had a lot of people come out and actually DM me. One guy actually offered to pay for it. But it is what it is. It's like I said, I do this for the fans. That sometimes, there's things like that you have, you just don't know about. So I guess that's, like I said, why sometimes Xbox doesn't always deliver worldwide. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your story, man, it scared the crap out of me. Never doing a giveaway like that.
Bonds won't even make any friends over there now.
US only. US only is honestly for us, because the thing is when you do it overseas and stuff like that, a lot of times, like in my case, they actually expect the person to pay
The
a
duties.
tax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
duties, so they
Yeah.
can receive that. That to me is just, I think that's the government, taking too much
Oh,
of
of
a.
course it is.
Tim's a
Taking
freedom
advantage.
fighter. You know who else is a freedom fighter?
After that, I was.
Darth Vicious, shout out to him. It's been a while since I've seen him in the chat. We got all the moderators in the chat, awesome people. We got Boba Fett games. Shout out to you, Splendiferous, as well as we've got Tryhard Fan, Failed Pyromancer, little bitch. I'm just kidding, and of course Frizzle.
Hey,
Dark
he
CMF.
actually failed Pyromancer actually said on Twitter that having Mass Effect Legendary Edition in Game Pass was a big W. So
Yeah,
good on
Failed
him for
Pyromancer is a
recognizing
well-known
that.
analyst, and I'm glad that he said that, because now.
Yeah, because now I can finally put the stamp of approval on it, right? Yeah, it's a confirmed W. because
Shout out to
Failed
Fail.
Pyromancer
Shout out to
said so.
Fail. We're trolling, but yeah, I mean that's kind of big news, and we'll get to that as well. But let me go ahead and move forward. We just talked about their new studios. Oh yeah, we got people now that love Amazon giving away free games in a service, but didn't like Wet Dwagon got killed on Twitter for loving the fact that Amazon's giving away some free games in their service, but Game Pass is a bad anti-consumer thing that sucks. I just blown away by some of the hypocrisies of some of these people that are red and dragons.
Web panties.
Stupid. Chat, let us know what you think about some of those people that don't like Game Pass but love other services. They love Netflix, they love Disney Plus, they love Hulu, and they love The Boys, which is a pretty good show.
About that bitch.
Digital Founder confirmed the tools again in a video a few days ago. They made fun of everybody. All of you listening that made fun of the tools, that say the tools. Tom Fon says the sound for it. They made
the
fun of all
tools,
of you
the
by
tools.
saying, well, the tools really were the fucking problem. They still are the problem. So shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, they confirmed that.
hey.
I felt good. I felt good seeing that, man. to be honest
Again,
with
this
you.
is like the fourth time they've said this shit.
Yeah, but people forget, and you know what's so funny is that they omitted that whole thing out of it, and then they put the clip of how they were talking about there was a deficit at launch, like that was the gospel, without the context of the tools actually weren't a joke. They were not in place for the Xbox Series X. They don't take that sound clip. They take the sound clip before. Honest to tell you, I don't care what side of the coin you are on. Like most fanboys are fucking asshats, man. The hell.
Facts. At least acknowledge what they've said over and over and what developers have. I've shown it on this channel, like in the interviews, developers talking about this stuff. So we've known about it. We've talked about it pretty much before anyone else. And yeah, I mean, over time, it's taking a little longer than everyone expected. But at the end of the day, you can list off on one hand, one finger, how many games are using RDNA 2 features that max out the box. It's none right now. None of them use all the features at the same time. So, that's just a fact. It's not an opinion.
Fucking common sense, right? Didn't we just say like it's gonna like we've been saying this forever? Like even before the console's released, it's in about two years till we start seeing some of this cool shit coming out of them. Like they're just not just the games, but like the features and all that. I mean, this is common sense, people. It's okay. By the way, 10 or 15 minutes ago, Sony just talked about their PlayStation VR 2 details. Do you want me to read them?
Oh yeah, go shoot.
So they said 4K HDR OLED, 110 degree field of view, 90 to 120 hertz eye tracking, with rendering, headset vibration, 3D audio, sense controllers, combine haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. Horizon Call of the Mountain exclusive to PSVR, and it's going to have one cord.
Is it April 1st today? I just want to check.
Nope.
Sounds like a
Nope.
lot.
Nope. That's what they just. And it's on the PlayStation
incredible.
blog. It's
That's
on the
pretty
PlayStation
impressive. That's as a VR guy, 4K OLED headset. That's pretty impressive.
How
The only
expensive is this
that's
thing going to be, D?
that's
$1,700.
easy gonna be like $600, man. Easily.
That's gonna be a lot of.
They might shoot for
It's
$5.
worth it.
I'm a little bit
Why?
I'm a little disappointed though that it does have a wire. I was thinking that they would have some type
One
of
wire is
option.
not that bad. One wire.
Well,
Listen,
if they're going wireless, that means there's an onboard GPU that can power all this stuff, and we all know that's not going to happen for any. You need
Stream it.
$1,000
They
headset
could-
for that kind of stuff.
They could stream it with some type of tech because you can stream.
Ain't no, what? You don't want that latency on your fucking eyeballs.
No, some of the stream. No, I gotta disagree there. Some of the streaming it's
Bro,
pretty good, man.
bro,
We're
you
doing
need
that,
very,
man.
By the
very
way-
quick
by the
response
way,
times and all that
the
shit
team-
for. I'm not done, bitch. You need super quick response times for VR. You need very high frame rates. You need accurate motion tracking. Streaming is just not the answer. I get it with the
No,
Quest
fuck
2. It's
no.
a $300 headset. It's got a little GPU in there. You can hook it up to the PC and get more power from that. But they're gonna want to leverage PS5's power for this headset. That's
It's what it is. It's what
Yeah.
it is.
I would say
amazing
they said that Horizon Call of the Mountain is from Gorilla and Fire Sprite, that new studio they bought. So
it's a
PS
pixel art game at
It's a
180
support
frames.
studio.
When is this
Yeah,
being
so-
released? It's this
Well,
VR
listen,
headset. Did they give us a date?
no, they
Uh,
didn't
we
even show
got-
the thing.
Wait, we got Dark
didn't even
CMF just
tell
announced the winner. Do we want to go
So
through that?
Dark CMF, let me hang on, let me find it. Yeah, go ahead and read it.
He said spin number 1, Forza Horizon 5, Premium Digital, Sam Alton, spin number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Digital, Klausalzo, spin number 3, NBA 2K 2022, throw that away. What just happened? Grand prize, Xbox Series S, ice cold. Winners, DM me via Twitter on Xbox within
Yes.
24 hours.
So
Did he say ice
congrats.
cold?
You
Did
are
he
a
say ice
winner.
cold?
Yeah.
Oh, my sock account one.
shout out to Dark. So again,
Them
he gave away
scalpers will get you.
he gave away Forza Horizon 5 Premium to Sam Alton.
Yeah.
He gave away Guardians of the Galaxy to Galaxy. What is that? Cosmic? Is that what you said? Cosmic Digital? Am I reading that right?
Yeah. It says.
Yeah, Cosmic Digital. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Digital.
And then there's another name after that. So I'm
yeah,
guessing that's all.
Klausalzo, spin number 3, NBA 2K 2022 Digital. What just happened? Grand prize, Xbox Series S, ice cold.
So what just happened won 2K22 and Ice Cold. Chuck Liddell won the Xbox Series S.
The Iceman.
So
himself.
message Dark CMF, follow him on Twitter. He'll put his handle in his Twitter handle in the chat, of course, and he'll probably leave a comment as well announcing this stuff and announcing his Twitter handle there. Go follow him, message him, and then we'll verify through YouTube. We'll verify and double verify, make sure it's the right person because we don't need another Tim Dog situation.
Yeah, we find out he lives in the Philippines. Sorry.
we find out it's not really him and some other guy. Like some guy tried to trick Tim. It was all bullshit, man.
Bad.
God.
Scammers.
But shout out to Dark, man.
Love it.
Giving away an Xbox Series
That's
S.
Yeah, man.
And I'll tell
Really
you what,
awesome.
if you don't have one, it's a badass little console, man. Don't go for
It
the
is.
bullshit from dudes with mullets that are talking
Cap,
about
you
120
fucking
frame modes.
fanboy.
Like,
What a
seriously,
family
though.
show.
Yourself,
The
you
Series
just have
S
no
is a
idea.
great
Yeah.
console. These bitches are learning that now. It's always been a great console. And I can't wait to see it even use an FSR at D-Batch. What the fuck? Like, you can essentially double its graphics fidelity by using that.
Yeah, that's right, man. And I know where we're going to lead into that, so we'll just talk about it briefly, I guess. AMD had their conference today, And they did reveal a few things, like a couple of new APUs. They're gonna have a 6 nanometer refresh. They're RDNA 2 in their 6000 mobile APUs, which is gonna crush Intel's onboard GPUs. It looks really interesting on AMD's side, man. Zen 4 is on track for the second half of 2022. We're going to see 5 nanometers, and apparently they're doing all core 5 gigahertz. So that's pretty exciting. But I think the thing that pertains the most to the consoles is probably the FSR stuff. So they're going to be using what's it called? I believe it's super. They're calling it Radeon Super Resolution, and basically, the developer doesn't need to implement it in the game. Every game that can do full screen, that has full screen support, can support this. So basically all the games, they just need to have full screen support. And we know the effects of FSR, that you're getting 20-30% depending on the settings that you choose. The type of SSR, like they have the medium, high, whatever. Depending on the setting, you get 30-40 FPS better. Now, this being implemented on every game instead of the developer having to implement it is really going to bode well for the consoles. We know the consoles are RDNA 2, and this is definitely going to trickle down to the console. So we're going to see once this gets implemented. I believe the driver is coming out the end of January for the PC. So I guess, I don't know, I would say maybe sometime in the next 3 months, we'll see this on the console. And this will be a huge advantage for the console games. You're going to be able to get higher frames. You're going to get some of these games that are like maybe 70, 80 FPS. You'll probably be able to get to 120 FPS. Some of these games that are like 60 FPS, but say a mixture of high and ultra setting, they could bump it to ultra settings and run everything at 60 FPS. Or higher frame rate. So this is a good thing for the consoles. I think right now the value for the consoles, it just can't be denied, especially as a PC builder. Like, I'm building rigs that cost like $2,500. The cheapest thing you're getting is like maybe $2,000 right now. If you want to go bargain basement, bottom of the line 3060, you're looking at like $1,400, maybe $1,300 if you're lucky. And the consoles cost like $500. Well, Canadian prices, right? They cost like $500 for the digital, $600 for the Xbox Series X, and I guess in America just take like $100 off. That value cannot be denied. Like, the consoles are doing amazing stuff. 4K 60, 4K 120, dynamic 1440p 120. Who cares? These consoles are really producing, and you'd be hard pressed. I can't even say hard pressed. You can't find anything on PC for the price of a Series S or a Series X or a PlayStation 5 that will give you that level of fidelity. So it's a good time to be a console gamer, man.
That means Fonz is bored or doesn't care for the topic.
No. I'm listening to it. Yeah. No,
Who's that in the background saying that's right?
Is
that Beetlejuice?
That's my little boy. That's Beetlejuice.
Okay. Well, you are not the father. Hey.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Guess what? What D-Batch is saying is you can't beat the value. The performance is only going to get better. And Try Hard Fan says if a Series S is a great console, so is PS5. Nobody said PS5 wasn't a great console. We just know
it was good.
We just know what's going to happen once these features are being utilized. George Foreman says, "Try hard, fan, try harder." Shout out to Ashtray. Shout out to Frizzle. Boss Smile Lethal Splendiferous 9 Lives. We've also got UK Lad. He says Series S is fantastic, and Fonz just got his son one, and his son is blown away by this thing. Any new developments there, or does he think it's trash?
No, he loves it. Plays it daily, and it got him off his Switch finally. He was playing on the One X here and there, but he didn't really. He wanted the frame rates, and so now he's got the frame rates, and he's loving it, man.
Yeah, Kitty Cat Alert says it crushes the One X, which is a fact.
Even myself, in the little time I've had with it, I'm impressed by that thing. Like, to me, the only difference I see between that and the Series X, honestly, is the resolution. Yeah, and I can barely tell because his TV's smaller than mine, so I don't really see much of a difference, man. I don't feel it at all.
You're a liar and a paid chill.
I'm just telling you the truth. That's my reaction to it, because before I got it for him, I had no interest in it. I thought it was just going to be like, maybe a tiny step above the One X. No, it's a huge step above the One X. I don't understand how some people out there are, saying that this is worse than the One X.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, there's still some people that have
What?
that misconception because they're like, oh, the Series X runs at 4K, yeah, with lower quality details and with
Lower
lower
textures.
frame rate. So
Yep.
like you can't compare it. The Series S is doing like 60. It's doing, depending on the game, 120 FPS. You put
Yep.
that Series S on a 1080p monitor or a 1440p monitor, the size, the pixel per inch, it looks fantastic. So
I hear it
people are
can run
talking
that
about their
dog
ass,
from
man.
Call of Duty Ghosts just fine.
I've got it running on a 55-inch TCL, and it looks great.
It really
great.
does. Lord Starkiller says, what the fuck? Some people say PS5 is more powerful than the Series X in the chat. 12 teraflops is higher than 10. Facts are facts. Yeah, man, it's hard to get people to understand what features do and what's being leveraged and how much of the silicon's actually being used. That's the problem, Starkiller. But, hey, Microsoft got to step up and start, getting that stuff in order. They're not even using this shit on their own fucking games right now. So that tells you something, right? Forza Horizon 5 didn't use any of that shit. Didn't even use FSR. So that tells you something right there. I'm not really sure why they didn't just enable FSR, have ray tracing going on the Series X. They're just fine with 60 FPS at around the same resolution. I don't get it. Maybe someone can explain it, but maybe it's just not ready. I have no idea. Maybe the engine doesn't support it yet. Maybe the next-gen version does. We will see.
That's what I say real quick. We're approaching next generation now. We saw what's capable with Unreal Engine 5. Once gamers get a taste of true next gen, there's going to be no turning back. So we're going to start to see these developers using these next generation features. Remember, this generation we're barely a year old into this generation. So let's judge it more after year 2, and let's come back and revisit that, and let's see, if we can see the power difference.
Ashtray. Remember.
I gotta. Well, I mean, what you just said, D, is like true. Like, I mean, we already saw like when I saw Suicide Squad and all those games at the Game Awards, I was like, dude, like this is next gen. Like, I can't wait to see that shit. Like, I want to play them. It looks smooth. The animations look good. Everything looked good. And I don't know, man. The frames need to be standard. Ray tracing needs to be standard. Everything, like all that stuff. I can't wait till all the tools work. And that's it. That's all we're looking forward to.
Shit,
Facts.
Hey, but yeah, let's go ahead and move forward. Shout out to everybody checking us out live, guys. We do appreciate you. Hit the like button, tell everybody about the show, and we can move on down the list here. Past Digital Foundry, this show's kind of running, but hey, Tencent might have, unless I guess we can come back to the Halo thing at the end, Fonz, if you care to talk about the microtransaction thing. But
just real quick, yeah.
What's going on with Halo's microtransactions right now? They charge you $10 for a.
No, here's the thing. Like, I understand it's a free-to-play game when it comes to the multiplayer, and that this is how companies make up their money, through microtransactions and things like this. And some are more egregious than others, but free-to-play doesn't have to mean free to gouge, right? Because that's what they're doing. Is free to they're gouging people's wallets. And, and all people want to do is customize. Like, there's a lot of people out there that want to spend. And there's so many people out there that'll yell at you and say stuff like, you know what? You don't have to buy it because it's cosmetic and this and that. But yeah, at the same time, these companies rely on that money. So they have to sell some of this stuff.
But tell them what they're selling. What's the issue?
Games. But there's issues like they're trying to give you they're trying to charge you $20 for an AI skin.
An AI
$20 for an AI skin. And it's not the only thing they're selling that's expensive, but that's like the most egregious thing, I think.
So right now, to change your
for some
AI,
skin.
right? Like right now, personally, I use the Butler. I think he's cool.
And
so if I wanted a different AI, you're saying they would charge me $20?
$20 for this one. And a lot of people are like, you know what? That I would buy it if it was like $5.
And you're sure
You know
that's all they're charging you for just that one thing?
Yeah, it's an AI skin. And the thing is, at the end of the day, for all this stuff,
it's a lot.
It's like, these companies have to find a balancing, they have to balance this out. They have to toe that line between, charging people and overcharging people. And $20 is just way too much for something like this.
Chat, let us know what you think about that, by the way. Because, somebody fact check this, because that's crazy, Fonz. $20 for a fucking AI voice in your head?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's
$20. I thought it was $20 for the armor set. That's what I thought it was.
And that's why I'm trying to drive home this point here. There's so many people that says, but you don't have to buy it, Fonz. I get it. You don't have to buy it. I don't even buy them, but there are people out there who buy them and they rely on this money. So yes, you are helping out the devs, which in turn helps out your game. So yes, I feel like more people would tend to buy a skin if it was cheaper or anything within these types of games if they were cheaper.
So let me ask you
yeah,
this, Fonz.
You're gonna get people out there that's gonna spend $20 on this thing, sure, but you would get triple, quadruple the amount of people buying it at a cheaper price, and that is my
And
point.
you wouldn't get the negative stuff associated. But let me
Yeah,
ask you this:
and-
what if you
Hold
could
on,
get?
let's-
What if you
hold on,
could make your
stop.
AI sound just like Abby from The Last of Us 2? Would you buy it then?
Hell no. But look, it's just
It's not just one AI. Like I don't want to
don't
keep
think
going
so.
with that because it's
a lot.
8 items. It's 8 items with that for $20. Not to mention an armor set.
What are the
for $20.
items, Zaki?
I don't know. It just says 8 items. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not looking into it. I'm not clicking it. I'm just saying it's not just one AI thing. The most expensive thing was an armor,
everybody
like an entire white armor set. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
looking.
everybody's complaining about this. That is talking about this.
No,
It's
yeah.
the
I mean, this
$20
has
is
been
a
the problem
lot
since it
to ask
launched.
for skin.
Yeah.
Well, I
And-
mean, $20 for us. I mean, because remember, Fortnite's free to play, and they charge you $20 for just a skin, right?
No, Fortnite, they've gotten better with their prices and stuff, from what I've heard. But
I don't
again,
play Fortnite.
these
Somebody in the chat, let me
company
know.
these companies need people to buy these things, and if 343 were smart, they'd start charging a little less for this stuff because they'd get more consumers to buy in.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I just
my
want to
boy,
address
thanks a lot.
the AI for 20. So it's not AI for 20. I get what you're saying, but just to be clear, it's not a single AI for 20. It's 8 items, and that multiplayer is free to play. And if you compare that to things like Fortnite, I don't know. That's why I'm asking in the chat. I don't play Fortnite. I don't, I don't
They
know.
got like V-Bucks and all that shit. They have stuff like battle passes that you can pay
V-Bucks.
for. Like I get it. Like and that's the thing. Like I don't like the
How many Tim
microtransactions
Dogs can I get
within
for
it.
6 V-Bucks?
The thing is that they said that there's like over 1 million customizations before the game launch. No, there isn't. They don't have a lot of the stuff that they said was going to be there. As for microtransactions, like I know we're like the people that are like, no, we don't want any of them, but we personally know somebody that spend like $1,000 in Apex. We know
Don't throw
people that have
gas
spent,
under the bus.
Wow.
I did throw gas. Fuck gas.
Oh, man.
He spent like people buy this shit. Like, and if you look at mobile gaming, people just buy it and they don't care. Like, and I've talked to people where I'm like playing Halo or playing anything with them, and I'm like, did you really fucking buy that thing? They're like, yeah, bro, don't worry about what I'm buying. I got the money to. And it's like that's
Damn,
the
they
mindset.
bitch smacked you in their reply. Fuck.
And they did. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. Like if that's what they want to do, hey, that's what they want to do. I'm not gonna sit there and spend $20, but if somebody does, I'm not gonna hate on them either. And that's the thing, right? Like it's if the people are willing to pay for it, they're willing to pay for it. I don't care because I just care about the gameplay and first person shooters. I don't even
Okay,
care how they
so-
look like in other games.
So basically, you're getting an AI, a weapon charm, and a set of sprays, colors. That's it.
Woo!
There you go.
$20. What a
That's
deal.
some good spray paint.
I'm breaking out my card right now.
Yeah, it's a stupid
Now, look,
price. I think-
ultimately, Dee, I want you to finish, but I just want to say this. Ultimately, I think a lot of this comes down to, like Vaughn said, the price, but really the goodwill. Like Witcher 3 DLC, fantastic, fully polished game. Didn't mind paying for the DLC. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, fantastic, one of the best RPGs of all time. Didn't mind getting a fucking Pegasus that don't fly. I'll admit that. I didn't mind it because I enjoyed the game so much. I'm willing to support the studio a little bit more, support Ubisoft, unfortunately, a little bit more. But if it's a little egregious, like 2K, you don't want to buy that stuff. Kids Move, why don't D? I want you to go, but after that, Kids Move, I want you to tell us why you put microtransactions in Halo.
Yeah, so
Yeah, why'd
real
you do
quick, I think they should just maybe charge $5 max for those type of add-ons. Or let's say $10 max. I think if you own the game, like if you own Halo through Game Pass or you bought the game, I think that maybe some of those items you should get for free. And for the people that didn't invest in the single player campaign and are just using the free to play component, sure, charge them a little bit more. Charge them $5-10. I can understand that.
Maybe
$20 for
Here's
just
the
those
thing.
8 items is pretty steep, man.
If you bought everything in the game right now, and the game just came out a month or so ago, if you bought everything in there right now, it's well over $1,000.
Sheesh.
Yeah, but that's any free to play game.
No, it is with a long history, like of being around for a while and stuff.
I mean, I'm
True.
sure you can look up
And
stuff
there's
on
some-
Fortnite's bullshit day
Yeah,
one.
there's
that's probably similar.
there's some that are bad, but they have been getting better. Apex as well, they've been getting better about it. It just seems like there's that balancing act they need to
Nobody ever
figure out.
complained about Apex or any of those other ones because those games came out as free to play. The reason why Halo's getting so much hate is because it's the first time it's going into it.
It's
And
the
so
first
people
time
don't
it's
like
happened.
It's because it's
Yeah.
Xbox and because it's
And,
Halo.
I mean, listen,
I want
it's
Kids
'cause-
Move's
yeah,
take on this shit. Kids Move ain't talked enough. I've been trying to bait him
well,
into
hold-
talking.
hold on. One more point though before he goes in. What I don't understand exactly is it's kind of slick that 343 made that a separate game now. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
That the multiplayer now is free to play.
It's not slick. It's everyone's
It's
doing
not
it.
slick. It's
slick.
the whole point is they
slick.
did it because
Think
they don't
about
want to wait for a campaign to be done to release another
No,
new part of the multiplayer.
They did it so they can call it a free to play game and charge for microtransactions, man.
That is
I'm telling you.
Fonz,
It's slick.
every game.
It's slick.
Halo 5 wasn't a free to play game and had microtransactions. They did the same shit.
No. Some games do that. I know, but I'm just telling you.
They
that
did it
this is
because they
pretty
want to
slick,
compete
because
with the
everybody's just
best,
saying, hey, it's
biggest.
free to play. It's free to play.
It is free to play though. That doesn't change.
They did it. Hold on a second. They did it for two reasons. One, for the player base being free to play. Just a lot of people are going to invest time into it, and it's gonna add to the longevity of the game. And I also think Fonz has a point there. I think another reason for them to do it free to play was so that they could do these microtransactions.
They were going to do
And people-
microtransactions anyway. They do it in all their fucking games.
But hold on a second. But when it's a free to play game, the microtransactions that are there, it's less of a backlash because it's a free to play game. And also too, at the end of the day, as much as it does suck, it is still an option. It's not play to win, so it is an option. It does suck, but you don't have to.
Let's
buy
be
it.
clear. Free to play games, microtransactions popped up because of free to play games. As far as I'm concerned, this does not violate anything that any other free to play game with microtransactions has ever done. They said they're working on it. All of their other their paid games had fucking microtransactions, including Sea of Thieves. I mean, what is any different here except for the fact that they've already said they're working on the prices? I want Kid Smooth's take.
Yeah, honestly, I've been adamant about this on Twitter and online. Every time I hear people like complain about Halo's multiplayer pricing, it's free to play. It is what it is. It's like you're either gonna buy into that stuff or you're not. A lot of stuff that they're selling, it's like okay, like it's to me, it's not a big of a deal. If you want to buy cat ears and look like freaking Hello Kitty, go ahead. I mean, if you want to pay for it. But the thing is that every time I'm thinking about like Halo, when I'm playing the game, in previous Halos, the last thing I did was like customize my avatar. I think the most I did was change the color. But I don't think it's a big deal. And I think it's just really people just looking for things to have like kind of an issue with. Every free to play game right now charges for something. Hell, if I want to play as Master Chief in Fortnite, I got to spend $20 for it, for that skin. Every free to play charges for microtransactions. If the base game's going to be free, they now have the right to charge for anything they want to in that game, and it really shouldn't be a big deal.
As long as you're not.
Yeah, as long as it's cosmetics, as long as you're not charging me to be a better player, like people ain't buying permanent bazookas in their loadout and stuff like that. Then have at it. I don't care what people look like. And that is like, they got like games has the right to charge us $20, $25, $30 for stupid shit. If you're willing to pay that much money for those digital items to look good that other people can see and you can barely see, then that's doom on you. I really don't think these every time they release them, it's always an outcry and outrage. Oh my it's like, dude, I use the default AI. I use it if they put out if my favorite actor or rapper decides to buy into be a voice for some Halo AI, yeah, I'll probably buy into something like that. But other than that, dude, I do not think it's a big deal. And I would understand if this was a fully packaged game, because like for example, Gears could use some criticism for their expensive skin.
Yeah, they can.
And we did talk about that multiple times.
And their shit's expensive. So yeah, I'm not going to look at, I'm looking at Halo, and you got to think about it. I was like, okay, what are they going to charge for?
Yeah,
they're taking advantage of it right now.
You know, that's the point I was bringing.
But they did talk
right?
about, they did reference it, and they did address it, and they did say they're looking. Now that's why I say it all comes down to goodwill. Did they deliver a package that is great, and are they willing to kind of adjust with fan feedback?
Yes, but that's what I brought up, Dealer. That's why I brought up the fact that they made this free to play, and I guarantee it's one of the reasons.
But microtransactions was going to be in the game anyway. That's not why they made it free to play.
Yeah, but you don't understand. They could be way more egregious and get less flack for it because it's free to play.
But are they?
This
more
is exactly
egregious?
like what you guys just did and said. Oh, Gears should have got more flack for what they were doing.
Yeah,
because
but
you actually
what I'm saying is Gears is more egregious.
Companies are going more.
And we complained about
business model because it works. It works. It gets people.
But
to
they
buy
did the opposite of what you said, though. They
microtransactions.
weren't more egregious, and they were free to play. Gears was more egregious and not free to play. That did the opposite.
Exactly. And that's why it makes it worse there, but it also makes it to where you look at companies like 343 and you can say, oh, well, that game's free to play, so it's not that bad.
And their microtransactions are also in line with most other games.
The microtransactions, what Xbox learned was a lot from Sea of Thieves. If you remember, when Sea of Thieves launched, they had planned like the pets that are there now. They had all this stuff in Emporium, and they canceled that whole thing for a year and a half.
But that was
because they
conditional
realized, no, exactly. And they said, you know what? Because people complained, and they were like, "Hey, we don't want microtransactions," and they canceled it, and then brought it out with fair prices. And that's something that, they turned around and even told Gears, because Gears they adjusted. Their shit was egregious as fuck, and that wasn't free to play.
I don't care for them, and it doesn't hurt me in any way outside of. When I look at microtransactions as a whole, I just view them as being a bad thing across the board. But when it's in a free-to-play game, it's more tolerable to me.
That's why the game is free.
It's not as long as it's not really egregious in their prices. And I think the pricing here is the real problem. And that is what a lot of people are complaining about and saying, hey, you need to restructure this. You need to fix the prices, and they're working on that.
As long as they're working with them, I don't disagree. But I would say that their pricing is not out of line. Destiny's worse, right?
Yes.
Call of Duty's worse and it's a paid game. There are so many games that are far worse than they're paid.
2K is the biggest.
2K is worse and it's a paid game.
$30 for a dog.
So I will say that, this game isn't really out of line compared to its competitors, and even the free-to-play games are worse. They're working on it, and it's a free-to-play game because it has microtransactions. And it wants to compete with, the broader audience, right? They want to compete with Fortnite. They want to compete with the biggest shooters, right? But I don't think microtransactions is the reason it's free to play. I think it was going to be there anyway, just like all their other games.
No, I think the pricing was definitely one of those reasons.
But the pricing is not as bad as the other games.
And the pricing, again, I view all the games the same, even the free to play games. If the pricing is really egregious, I'm gonna say, that's wrong. They shouldn't do that.
I'll say this though, if the shoe was on the other foot and I was these companies and I saw the money that Fortnite and all these other companies are making from their free to play games, I cannot lie, I'd probably do the same thing, because it is an option. And although I don't like some of the prices on some of these items, I also see Kid Smooth's point where, if you're gonna be dumb enough to buy it, then man, that's on you, right?
I'm not defending microtransactions as a whole. I'm just saying that it is free to play. Their prices are not worse than a lot of paid games, let alone other free to play games. I get it, as long as they're working with the fans and kind of come to a right balance, right? It all comes down to how quality is the product and how willing are they to work with fans. That's what it comes down to. If they're not listening to the fans, then they're fucked. Yeah, that's just the bottom line.
This isn't going to go away. People think that they're going to adjust it and go crazy. They might adjust it a little bit, but it's not going to go away, man. Activision made $1.2 billion in 3 months with Warzone on microtransactions. It's not going anywhere.
And I wouldn't even assume that. I wouldn't even pretend to assume that. We all know that that's not going away. It's too much of a big lucrative business. That's why it makes billions of dollars for these companies. It's what makes these companies the most money, period, is microtransactions. I understand that, but I'm just saying they will adjust because other companies have done it as well. They have to find that balance. They'll do it. They'll get it done. But, it's a free-to-play game. I underand. You got to make your money somewhere.
Splendifer says, what are we talking about here? Fonz, don't buy the shit. Chinook guy. And, again, I like the perspective. Whether or not we disagree on little things or kind of are talking about two different things, I get exactly what he's saying. Overall, it's not a great thing. And it usually does lead down the wrong path. But I encourage 343 to work with the fans and take it as it does, come about. I'm not going to freak out about stuff until they start being kind of.
And now you got NFTs coming into the business. And
let's not even start on
and where Microsoft with those, though, right?
Yeah.
We don't know.
I think they should do the approach like Fortnite does with their battle pass system, whatever they call it over there. My kid plays it a lot, and you can grind and get all those things instead of paying for it individually. So there's things that they can do to work with people. That $20 is freaking steep just for those 8 items, though. Can't lie.
Chinook guy, by the way, he does say, I've been playing Halo, and the most what does that say? Egregious thing is the pricing and the stripping players of the ability to just did they ever end up charging for challenge swaps? Because that was the thing that I was hearing about. Did they end up doing that?
one?
Chat, let us know. But he said the most egregious thing was the switching of simple colors on their armor. Yeah, definitely. Or to accelerate the ability to get it, one or the other. Not sure. The friendly neighborhood blue shell turtle does say
there was something about the colors. Like it took to you get to like level 69 and you got the color blue or something that you could put on your armor or something. There was some crazy stuff.
so blue skin.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Or
But-
something where they
But that
would
was through
match.
leveling up at least, though, or was it a microtransaction?
Yeah, it's through leveling up. Yeah.
Damn
It was
level
like-
ups.
It was like if you were blue, it wouldn't give you the full thing, and then you had to get a.
But you could buy it.
variation. Yeah, you could buy it. Garbage.
Could you buy it, or could you get the battle pass to accelerate your progress?
No,
I
you can buy it.
think you could buy it.
I see. I don't.
Not sure. Not sure.
Stuff like that's confusing to me, like the
Yeah.
MFP things and stuff. Like with the battle pass, I didn't know that I was progressing, so I started hitting this like to like cash in. I thought I was cashed in. My level went up to 42, and I'm like, "What is this?" And I put it on Twitter, and the guy's like, "Oh, that's cheap, man. You're not doing it the right way."
It's like, that's cheap. How dare you get cosmetic stuff for yourself?
I saw X. I saw X to cash in. I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
get to get blue faster than me, you bastard.
You blue bastard. Shout
well,
out
people
to
get so crazy about that shit,
yeah.
but it is a world of its own.
he's sitting there grinding his ass off like, fuck you, Tim Dog.
I'm still trying to figure out what an NFT is and understand what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, we'll cover that later. This show's running long here.
Not today.
Welcome to the metaverse.
I can definitely tell you what it is in a nutshell, basically. You can buy a web link to a JPEG. How about that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm,
And they're like one of a kind and worth so much money, yet they're nothing. So I don't know.
the friendly neighborhood blue shell to say, if y'all care so much, you should have complained back at Fortnite and Apex. Too late to start now. We've been talking about microtransactions since the first time they've affected us, which would be, I don't know anybody who really play
I've been
Fortnite,
talking about it for years.
but we've all covered microtransactions as something we don't want to see take place, but in Microsoft games, Gears, we complained about the egregiousness there, but we focus on that stuff that we know more of. I don't know Apex's pricing. I know Gaz does.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's not like we've not said anything before, Blue Show. I think you know that. You listen to the show enough. FG or EG, shout out to you, brother. He
Gaz
says
is a whale.
He says it's true this week is Cherry Blossom visuals. I'll pass on this one. It's true this week is Cherry Blossom visuals. I have no idea what that means, EG, but thank you. Alex in the super chat does say, finally made a live show listening to you boys for 2 years. Every show. Shout out to you, brother. Do appreciate it, man. That's crazy. Because keep doing your thing, boys. Best Xbox podcast around. Thank you, man. 2 years ago. So he was listening 2018, 2019. Shout out to you. Zach Davis. He does say driving to work. Can't wait to listen all the way through all later tonight. Love the streams. Shout out to you, Zach. Appreciate your support, man. Thanks for listening. Seriously. I want to give another shout out to Dark CMF. Gave away a Series S tonight to Ice Cold and a bunch of other winners of some other games. So post that in the comments. Listen to the show if you missed it. But Dark CMF going the extra mile here, giving away console. Shout out to you. He says winners are posted on Twitter as well. Congratulations again. And if Kid Smooth wants to give away his Series X, he says, I've got your back, bro. Kid Smooth, you giving away Series X? Huh?
No. So I
Three
quick
of them.
story. So Tim Dog, I remember he was trying to do this giveaway, and I didn't know where the status was. So I seen one in on a Best Buy website drop, and Best Buy did something new, and they actually put like a timer for you to hold it in your cart before they take it out. And I was just asking people around, like, "Hey, you guys still looking for one? Still looking for one?" And then like once I got to like 2 minutes, I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just buy it." And so I have it. I just haven't opened it yet. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or sell it.
I'll buy it.
Sell it for a good amount. Yeah, he'll buy it.
Yeah, I might have to use it as leverage because I'm now in need of a freaking. Oh, we talked about this. A 20 series card.
I got
Or
a 20 series card.
Scalper, no scalpy.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move forward. We sat on that topic way too long. Wait, do I?
Yeah, we did. Holy shit.
Let me skip past the topic 2 then. Xbox is done with FPS boost apparently.
Yep.
For the time being.
For the time being, asterisk.
Which is good. We concentrate on the next generation.
What do you mean
games
that's
now.
good, D-Bash? Speak for yourself. Dying Light, it was fun.
We've
Fucking
been-
Batman Arkham Knight, then stop. God damn.
We've been treated to some like good fan service with FPS boost, with all the backwards compatibility stuff.
You said the fact that they're stopping is good.
I think so. Just save all your resources and your time for all the next generation games. Now, I think they've done enough.
I mean,
that
that's
for
not
time
the
being.
same
Yeah, but
team,
the
though.
team that does FPS boost ain't making games.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
Then maybe they could
But
fix the damn
think of it
DVR,
using
Kids
other
Move.
aspects, man.
Maybe they can focus on the damn DVR now.
Yeah, facts.
You're
That's what
asking too much. You're asking too much.
That's facts.
I'm so
DVR
disappointed.
and a direct to YouTube streaming and uploading. Like
The console. The hardware is capable of so much more. Like it's streaming straight to YouTube,
It can make you a grilled cheese if you want, D-Batch.
capturing HDR seamlessly and posting it to YouTube. You're like, this is the same stuff that's inside the PC. On my PC, when I'm using Radeon Relive, it is so freaking easy to use. I don't understand why they don't just get someone from AMD, someone from Microsoft, lock them in a room, and they just figure this shit out, because it's unacceptable, man.
Well, they
need to
got it. They got to figure it out. They're just finally working on it, apparently. I think they should open up the DVR to third parties, and you can download a DVR app, and they can innovate and compete with each other.
Facts.
Oh yeah,
Good
That'd be
idea.
awesome.
I mean, right now I got my
Hybrid
regular Logitech webcam plugged into the back of my Series X. So when I do stream to Twitch, I'm using a webcam exclusively plugged into my Series X. So it's open to that. They need to also open it up for microphones as well, to make it that true all-in-one box. I know people don't want to hear it, but it's capable of doing so. It's like I said, it is like Deep said, it's a computer.
16 threads.
you guys are fucking like basically talking about a PC.
No,
yeah,
we're not.
but I think but FPS boost, man. I don't care. I'll go down with this ship. It's the best feature in gaming this generation. I went back and played Binary Domain. I don't even know where I was when that game originally came out, but I enjoyed that. It
The
was a
enemies are
blast.
attacking us, Kids Move.
Bro, the game
voice
was a
acting's so
blast.
bad.
They're attacking.
Bro, but dude, it was the best attempt at a Gears of War clone, and the story was actually pretty decent. Assassin's Creed running at 4K 60, looking crisp and nice. I jumped in that. I beat Mirror's Edge Catalyst earlier. Last year when they FPS boosted it to 120. Now we got the original one on the 360 with 4K,
Mad
60
Max.
frames in Mad Max, of course. So it's like, this is the best feature ever. And this feature literally saved me this entire summer, because I've been touting all year Xbox Series X and S will have the most 60 and 120 frames per second games. And because of FPS boost, it holds true. So,
I mean, without it holds true.
yeah, without it holds true, but FPS boost
Yeah,
is
you're right.
kind of locked it in, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not going to change.
It's crushing. Hey, FPS Boost is fantastic. Dying Light, again, for those that are just tuning in, Series X, FPS Boost. I would not have played this. I would not have been able to tolerate this fucking hazy-ass 900p on this 4K 77-inch CX I'm playing on, if not for 60 FPS. It's a little rough. It's got
still
auto
beats
HDR
Arkham
as well.
Knights with that rain, that's for sure.
Yeah, that needs FPS Boost as well, but man, the frames make everything so much more tolerable to me. FPS
Yeah,
Boost
that
is
too.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Kismet, what do you think about Mass Effect Legendary Edition and what is that? That other game that's coming that people wanted to play, Outer Wilds or
Outer Wilds.
yeah, what do you think about those two coming to Game Pass?
This is like Outer Wilds, like third run in Game Pass, so that's not too bad, too big of a deal. But Mass Effect is massive for those.
It only took that one game for outlets like Kotaku and others to write about how Game Pass is kicking ass in January. I mean, that was pretty much the only real major note aside from Outer Wilds. If you haven't played it, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, all three Mass Effects remastered, X enhanced, coming to the service, man. What do you think about that announcement? And that did save the lineup this month, in my opinion.
Yeah, but remember, Game Pass, they do a two-prong release thing. So when I see the first one, it's just like, okay, cool. I'm now what are they gonna do in the second half? But I'm not gonna lie, I'm playing like a couple of the games, like the Pedestrian is pretty good.
Pedestrian?
It's in Game Pass right now.
Yeah.
It's that shooter game that's coming out. What's it
It
called?
sounds like a Liam Neeson
The
movie.
Replaced. That's
No,
the 2D shooter.
No, it's called like the inner shoot. It's called it's a multiplayer shooter. It's like a first. It's called the. Where's it coming?
Inaccurate.
Yeah, Inaccurate. That's what. Yeah. That's going to be like a big one and whatnot. But Mass Effect obviously it's a big deal. To me, yeah, the first drop for January was honestly it's not all that impressive, but Game Pass gives you like at least a good like 3-4 gems per month, and the second half usually bangs louder than the first half. So
So you saying they got good shit coming?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
And you probably know better than I do. So
I have no idea what's coming this month. But I did start playing Mass Effect 1 because I own the game. I bought it last year, and I was not in the mode. You got to be in a certain mode to play certain games, right? There's games there's people that play phenomenal games, and just at the wrong time in their lives, and like, I fucking hate this. Like, I'm not enjoying this at all. And they come back to it a year later.
Certain games, yeah.
Well, they come back to it a year later, and they're just like, wow, that was a lot better. Like, I'm in the mood for this. So I jumped back into Mass Effect here recently, the first one, and, you know, it's really simple. It's kind of, you know, it's a product of its time, but it still holds up in terms of the dialogue and some of the stuff there. I mean, I'm enjoying the first Mass Effect way more than I ever thought I would in 2022 now it is. So, I mean, is anybody here planning on running through Mass Effect aside from Zalker, who hates Mass Effect?
Just wait till you get to Mass Effect 2. You'll enjoy it even more.
I mean, I've beaten all.
I hated it.
I've beaten all the Mass Effects, but I'm having fun kind of going back through them.
Okay.
Shut up, Fonz.
No, I didn't know you beat him before because you sounded like a dude that didn't want to ever play Mass Effect, and now you're
exactly.
Like, yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, Zucker hates Mass Effect.
You beat
he hates
two
Dragon Age too.
I like Dragon Age way better than Mass Effect.
He likes Shower with Your Dad the most, though. It's not on Game Pass, though.
I'm not gaming Forte. Don't bring me into this.
Hey, Kids Move. We caught Gaming Forte playing Boyfriend Dungeon. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's sad.
Man, honestly, I booted that game up at least once, but I didn't understand where it was going.
Oh my God.
Kick this fucker out of here, bro.
Kids Move, you don't have to fucking do that shit to yourself, bro.
Yeah, bro, we gave you an easy out, and then you just took the shotgun and hit you in the face with it. Like,
I loaded it up like 3 times.
I tried to launch Forte in the sky, so you flunk him up there for Kids Move to blast with a shotgun. Nope.
Because all Forte has to do is open up my profile, see the last couple of games I played, and he's gonna find the Smurfs and shit. So I'm good.
Why the fuck are you playing the Smurfs, bro?
Dude, because it was a silent release. I did not know that game was out. So
no one did for a reason, Kids Move.
It's silent for a reason, dog.
Now it's not silent.
What?
Hey, shout out to Kiss Move, player of Brave and Smurf.
That right now.
He'll do anything for Gamerscore. He's getting kind of like me. Hey,
I got Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares is a great game, though. Little Nightmares is a great game, though.
No, I know it looks great.
Yeah, I know, but are you going to play it?
Yes, definitely.
Perfect. There's a sale going on.
Such a piece of shit.
What?
Yeah, I know. Are you gonna play it though? Yeah.
I'm just. Right. I like to fuck with everybody on this panel. Have fun.
You did like a fucking that meme, the Doubt, from LA Noire. You're like Doubt, bitch.
No.
Taylor.
Hey, shout out to. Hey, we're gonna have. I was supposed to have Randall today, but.
He didn't wake up yet.
I forgot. I forgot, and I wanted to have Kid on, so I invited Kid, and then I was like, "Fuck, I was supposed to have Randall on. I forgot all about it." But I'm glad that we had Kid on. I wish Kid had more to say besides he plays Smurfs, But his move's cool.
Good.
Give me on a quiet. You bring me on a quiet week.
Hey man, get used to this shit for a little bit.
Xbox had. I mean, they got the OPI. Partnership.
Look, our job is to entertain. No matter what, we got to find shit to talk about. Like Dwagon killing himself on Twitter. He did that by liking Amazon services and not Game Pass.
Taylor.
I don't mean literally kill. Obviously, I really don't mean literally kill. Obviously, but when somebody contradicts themselves that badly, that's RIP.
Really?
Stupid. But yeah, I mean. Kids Move, you're excited for Legendary Edition. You said you're going to 100% it this month. That's great.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to do something what you're trying to do because you're playing in like a particular order, right? 1, 2, 3.
Of course, that's the way they're supposed to be played.
Some people
fuck it. I'm going in first. I'm impatient. Yeah, you definitely want to start in the first one.
Yeah.
And don't do the side shit in the first one.
Start with Andromeda.
If you care at all about your own time, unless you're just a massive fan and you got to drive on planets and shit and find someone out in a hut in the middle of a field for no random reason, don't bother with all the side stuff. Do all the kind of more intriguing stuff in the main story in the first one. Second one, do all the side stuff. Third one, do all the side stuff. But chat, let us know if you played Mass Effect Legendary Edition, 4K 60 FPS, 1440p, 120 on Series X. On Series S even looks pretty damn good on that as well.
Yeah, that game's only running at 120 on a Series console, right?
Yeah, 120 FPS at 600p. Yeah,
at 480i with ray tracing.
I don't know what it's running on the Series S, to be honest.
Series S,
1080, 120, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. That's great.
That's great.
Yeah, I played Mad Max at 1080p at 120, and it was great.
Yeah, and that game didn't even have anti-aliasing really on it.
No, it didn't. It shimmers a lot. It was good enough, man. It was good. Good experience.
I tried to play that game multiple times. I just can't get with it. I can't get with it.
I think I sold like 30 copies talking about it here on RDX, bro. So many people have hit me up about that game. Thanks for telling me about it. They love it. So,
hey, the Vengeful Slayer meathead. He does say, "Get ready for Spartacus, RIP Xbox." I'm sorry, sir, but that ain't anything as a chief. Spartacus. Spartan kicked off into a hole somewhere. Right now, they got a lot of work to do for Spartacus stands a chance in hell against Game Pass.
$20 to play old games. Woo!
Woo!
No.
Zalker said he's getting it day one, but other than that, I don't know. Nobody's getting Spartacus. That wasn't even a good show. Was it a good show?
Spartacus, the one from Stars, that movie's fucking awesome. That show's awesome.
I knew that was the only way I'd get you to talk about some TV shit.
Just so everybody knows, Ice Guy or the guy Ice Cold, whoever who won the thing, actually gave away the S that he won to 9 Lives because he said that
that is
back.
Awesome.
What a generous display of generosity and a really good time saver for Dark CMF. So thanks for doing that now and not later. And shout out to 9 Lives, who is a very, very concurrent listener. We see him all the time in the chat. Give him a shout out to Game 1 today, actually.
He's awesome.
Shout out to 9 Lives.
He said he already had a Xbox Series X, and he knows that 9 Lives didn't have a new gen console, so he thought he would just give it to him so he could experience it.
That's fantastic.
9 Lives.
I love that.
You got to give this man a hug over the internet somehow. Find a way. Don't play Smurfs,
Good peoples.
Yeah.
If you launch Boyfriend Dungeon on there, we're taking it back, just so you know.
I don't know if it's on Xbox. I think it's only on PC.
No, just wait till you open that box and you see how small it is, too. I'm telling you, that footprint, dude, it's just tiny. It's so small. It's crazy.
It is small.
It's underneath the freaking TCL TV, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's super small. And if you get a Samsung T5, I mean, I got one with a terabyte card in there, and then another terabyte Samsung T5 on it. And, you can hold all your old stuff in there. Set that as the default in the storage location. If it needs new gen storage, it'll tell you, hey, it needs faster storage, hit A, and it'll go to the smaller drive or the card. But it'll support with external drives for all that old stuff, just like Series X, and it has all those cool features like Quick Resume, which is awesome. Yep. It shares all the system-level features. So a lot of people don't consider that. Auto HDR. A lot of games have FPS boost, like Mad Max, 60 FPS on Series S. Yeah. Really, really cool stuff. I wish that they could support the Series X patches for stuff, but of course, no, not enough physical RAM to go back and just do that through emulation. They would have to go back and re-update those games. They're not going to do that, so whatever. It's still a fantastic box. All the new games look amazing on it. Let us know if you enjoy it, 9 Lives, and shout out to Dark CMF for giving away all that awesome stuff. Shout out to Ice Cold for giving away his Series S to 9 Lives. We're going to get out of here, guys. Be sure and check out Game Pass, Mass Effect. Shout out to over 1,200 that was here tonight, guys. The like button. Hit the like button if you're still here listening to us. We do appreciate you. Tell a buddy to retweet on Twitter. And, topics are picking back up here over the next week, hopefully. Have some videos out and stuff. And thanks for everyone who supports the show, supports the Chimp panel. Thanks to Kids Move to coming out and guesting on the show again. Again, we go way back, kid. Tell people what you've been playing and where can people find you, brother?
Oh man, I've been playing as Smurfs now. No, I'm just going back and been just doing a lot of like some of these 360 games that have just been free mastered by Xbox and FPS Boost, and some of the lot of these games did. Yeah,
I like that free resolution.
Free mastered, yeah. A lot of these games received, the 360 games were the ones that received both like resolution and FPS Boost, like Cameo and Assassin's Creed and all that jazz. So I'm having a good time with that. You can find me on Twitter And on YouTube, I should be having a video post for my first video of the year sometime this week. Had to delay any content because obviously I was recovering from COVID again. So, but thank you for having me. And hopefully I could be on again soon. And yeah.
Well, we're glad you're recovering from that, man, and you sound like you're doing a lot better. Obviously, stay on the content and keep giving your opinion because it's always entertaining. It's always fun. Make more videos of you eating hot chips and dying on camera because that video still fucking cracks me up. Like your soul leaves your body, bro. What is that hot chip you ate in the wrapper?
It was the damn it.
How can you forget the name of this damn thing? It almost killed you.
Packy. It's like Packy's hot chip one chip challenge. Yeah,
oh my god, dude! Kids Food did this challenge. I watched this man's soul leave his body. He's like, just like on camera. Foaming. It was crazy.
Did he start foaming from the mouth?
No, well, that was a mixture of ice cream, milk, and spit. Because I was trying to have different things to cool down the heat.
How bad was it on a scale of 1 to 10?
No, it was the worst thing I've ever had. Like I've eaten like those peppers that they give you in foil. I've eaten like I've eaten many hot stuff before, but the chip it was so hot that it didn't have a flavor. It was just disgusting.
The flavor was your tongue burning off your own face.
Like, could you feel it in your stomach burning too, or was it just?
Yeah, you feel it anywhere the chip touched you. That's where you felt the pain. So my lips, my tongue, and then my insides. I was messed up for like actually a couple of days.
So basically, it's the taste of fire. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what fire tastes like. People eat.
It's the taste of Jim Ryan's lies.
Well, next time just use sugar and milk, and you'll be okay.
Sugar and milk?
No, this motherfucker tried everything. D, ice cream, milk. Nothing could save Kids Move that day.
And everyone who tries to challenge
next time.
Hey, I commend him because I wouldn't have done it. Like that's what I always say. Like Kids Move, I wouldn't have done it. Like that takes something. So again, you look up that video, guys, and check out Kids Move's channel. Definitely OG, man. Definitely. We've also got D Batch, brother. What have you been playing, and where can people find you, man?
Man, you can find me on Twitter at D_Batch. You can find me on YouTube at DBatch. I put up like 3 videos today. I did the Intel, NVIDIA, and AMD streams. They're all up on my channel. I've been playing Forza. I've been playing Halo. And yesterday I played a little bit of NBA 2K22 with you. It's a good time to be a gamer right now. I'm just trying to get through some of these games, and I'm going to get back into my back catalog and then probably back to COD as usual. It was a great show. Thanks for coming by, Smooth. Happy New Year, everybody, and see you guys next week.
Definitely. And we've also got Fonzarelli Gaming on YouTube. How you been? What have you been playing, buddy? And where can people find you?
Find me at Fonzarelli Gaming. I will be. I actually have a video in the works right now. That'll be dropping maybe day after tomorrow. Got that going, and I have my show this weekend, Sunday. I'm going to be doing a show with Randall Thor. That's why I thought it was funny that he was supposed to be here tonight, because I have him on my show Sunday. Anyways, so I want to thank the chat for coming out tonight, as usual. You guys are awesome. Noticing, the familiar faces every week. It's so awesome. There's people out here that have been coming to this show every week for like 4 years, bro.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Now, one of them's gone. That other Zinc, man, we miss him. And, I noticed. I noticed he's not here no more, man. I saw him. He was doing some other things, doing big things, and I don't know if he likes us no more. But we miss other Zinc, man.
Yeah. He had his moments, but he's a good guy in the end.
Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not hanging out with the wrong people that's filling his head with the wrong information. It's just I would want the best for Others Inc. I consider him a gentleman and a scholar.
Yeah, me too. Sure. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. I appreciate you guys.
No, I'm being serious though. I haven't seen Others Inc. for a minute. I just wanted to shout him out. He had been here for a while, but somebody pointed out, like, where's Others Inc? I said, I don't fucking know. Where the fuck is Others Inc? So hopefully he's not hanging around with, the wrong people. But we've also got xCloud Tim Dog, brother. What have you been playing, and where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, xCloud Tim Dog. Same as Xbox, xCloud Tim Dog. I just finished Halo and on Heroic all the way through. About 30 hours, I would say I was on it. Absolutely Loved it. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. One of my favorite Halos in the the series.
The universe.
Much
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tim. So you just finished it, what, yesterday or today?
yesterday.
Yesterday. Wow. So, because people find it hard to believe that people haven't finished the campaign, yet, because they want to keep sharing the percentage completions. Everybody has to beat it within the first 3 days. So
Even though them motherfuckers get exposed for not beating no games on Twitter.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, listen, at this, I have to be honest. I went and I did everything that you can do. Like, I got the achievement for every distress signal, or the the targets, the fobs, pretty much everything. I didn't do the skulls, which I can go back and do, which I'm going to do. But I really love the open world concept. I feel like they got Halo on the right track right now. The story, I know Dealer had a problem with the ending. I loved it. I had no problem with it. I'm ready to see where this is
no problem
going.
with Cortana dying off screen.
Well, listen, I mean,
I don't want to go into it. I'm just fucking with you.
I'm not going to go through that, but I felt I was really impressed.
You said, you know what? Fuck it. I had fun. 9.5.
No, I didn't have no problems with that. The repetitiveness people say, or the same thing. I mean, I don't know. For me, like, doing the distress rolls was so fun because I love breaking out the ones that are imprisoned, and then you just fight along with them. To me,
yeah, too. And it depends on how you run through that side of stuff. Like, if you're doing nothing but running from group of guys tethered to something, to group of guys tethered to something, yeah, it's going to feel repetitive. But I didn't feel that way because I kind of came to them as I found them.
Yeah, and the progression of how you get the Scorpion and how you get when you get the Wasp, it's the game.
It's game over.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. And if you haven't played it, play it. And 343, they've restored faith, so I'm looking interested in what they're gonna do. Obviously, they have some teasers in there. I'm thinking probably 2 years, and you get a full blown campaign. But interesting to see what they can do. But I'm excited.
Yeah, well, glad you enjoyed it, brother. Again, 9.5. A lot of people gave it a 9.5. I mean, I went much lower, 8.5. Definitely a fun game. Just had a few issues here and there for me. But some other people, they don't give a shit, and they had fun, and they enjoyed what they saw, and I don't know anybody who really hated the game or didn't like it.
I give that overall. With the multiplayer, to me, was like a 10 of a 10. I feel like the multiplayer's engine is fantastic, but I mean, I have problem taking away points because they're stupid with their monetization and the way that they curate the game. Stuff like that's fixable. And I'm sure that they're going to fix it. They obviously went on vacation. They've been working very hard. There's going to be a lot of updates, and I do believe that they can take this a long way. They could do a battle royale, in my opinion, to be awesome. But the game engine itself, and the way the multiplayer plays and feels for me,
it's great.
I love to play it, and I don't like multiplayer games. But this is a game that I played. Like I said, I have 30 hours just in the single player. Tap on another 15, 20 on the multiplayer, and I never play multiplayer.
There's a reason that that single player feels so good. It's because it's the same aiming. You change your settings in multiplayer, it goes over to your single player. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's all the same aiming system, right? So you feel like a fucking badass flying in the single player, definitely. But yeah, I don't know anybody who didn't like it or hated it, except for just haters, man. Halo Infinite is, I think, one of the best Halo games ever made. A very, very strong foundation for what's to come. And that's the game that'll evolve visually, especially over time, as they start really using space and the features that it's intended to be used with more and more. Definitely a lot of potential there. Zalker, what have you been playing, and where can people find you, bro?
Oh, yeah, man. Just playing a bunch of games. You can find me on Twitter, Zalker87, YouTube, Zalker87. I've been playing a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn. I think I have like 15, 20 hours into it now. And then I've been playing a lot of Dying Light, the first one with my buddies. We have like probably another 15, 20 hours in it. And then obviously a shit ton of Sea of Thieves over the break with my other friends. We had a lot of fun. Got in like the top 5% of Reapers, which was great. And then I played... The Lego games were on sale, so I bought like the Lego Marvel Superheroes or whatever, the Marvel ones. And me and my girl have been playing that on co-op, local co-op, just right here sitting together in split screen. And we beat the first one, and we're probably moving on to the second one. So just a lot of games, man. And then obviously beat the gunk, played Chivalry with you, I think, right? A little bit. Seize them. So just games everywhere, man. And looking forward to God of War coming to PC. I want to play that because I want to play it other than 30 frames per second like I did. See where that goes. So a lot of games coming out. Can't wait for this year to keep kicking off and giving us even more games. And Chad, thank you for coming on the new year and spending time with us. This is a long ass fucking podcast, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah, go buy microtransactions.
Go buy microtransactions. Yeah, it was a long podcast, man. Hey, you coming down hard on Casey Ghost here? What? Take your knee off this man's neck.
Bro, he just kept fucking spamming the same fucking thing up and down.
He was spamming. Nobody gives a fuck about Sony's car. But that's that. We did talk about that, Casey Ghost. So if you missed it, check it out, brother. But shout out to the Fifth Horseman. Shout out to all the mods of the show. Shout out to Doovie. And of course, all the people that I missed. Eternal Umbra, Casey Ghost. Shout out to you, buddy. You were spamming. Holy shit, I'm scrolling up. You really were spamming that. You're lucky you didn't get Thanos.
You just kept spamming the same fucking thing like 8 times in a row. I was like, all right, bro.
Yeah, you're lucky to get just Thanos. But holy shit, you did Thanos. I'm about to fucking block your ass right now. I'm just kidding.
Shout out to he got 300 seconds. I blocked him 300. He's good.
Have I even timed anyone out before? I don't even know how that works.
I timed him out, but if he comes back, I'll fucking snap you, bitch.
God. Hey, shout out to everybody listening, guys. Hit the like button. Tell a buddy or two about the show. Shout out to Hargeet, who does say at least there's some PlayStation news now, so ponies can stop trashing Xbox. That ain't gonna stop them, Hargeet. He says, what am I thinking? All they do is trash Xbox. Yep, that's true. The favorite game, Twitter, is running out of steam, I guess. But yeah, again, shout out to everybody in the super chat. Everybody, LA Chargers fan, got to get you, buddy. He says, looking forward to playing Mass Effect Remastered this weekend. Of course, coming to you through Game Pass, as well as watching my Chargers. Whoop. He's coming at you now. He says, whoop the Raiders on Sunday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to beating Zalker's favorite team, the 49ers.
You're a bitch.
Thanks.
How about that?
But yeah, shout out to everybody. Have a good day. Have a good night. Play some games. This is Dying Light on Series X FPS Boost. Support everybody here. I've been playing that. F1 2021. Beat Psychonauts 2. I've been playing a crap ton of stuff. So again, just follow me, _dealer _ on Xbox Live. Twitter at @dealer_gaming. Here on YouTube. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next show. We're out.
Later, everybody. Thanks for coming, Xbox OB, you piece of shit moderator.
Auto-tune won't save you, bitch.
You sound like a child.